Hi everyone and welcome back to another stream. Today we're playing a game called Kill or Love. It's a free game on the Steam store. It doesn't have much about it on there. It just says it's a visual novel about obsession, loneliness, and based on your choices, various amounts of murder. So we're going to try and play through the whole thing today, so this could be a longer stream. From what I've seen, it's about 4 to 5 hours. So let's get into this game and see where it takes us. So this is a work of fiction, contains depictions of violence. So we're actually just going to change the text speed. I don't want it to be going that fast. So Jack. There's a voice calling to me. Wake up, Jack. It's a woman's voice. I want to keep on sleeping, but it doesn't seem like she'll give up soon. I open my eyes. Good morning. Did you sleep well? So we're in chapter 1, Indecision. I know her not just because she is my nurse. I've known her for a long time now. Her name is Anna. What? Can't talk? Is your throat too dry? Hang on a sec. She comes back with some water in a paper cup. She helps me sit up, then puts the cup to my mouth and lets me drink. Good, feeling better now? Yeah, thanks. Great. Are you comfortable here? Can you sleep well? How is your leg? She keeps getting closer. Does it hurt? Are you bored? I'm all right. Well, if you say so. Tell me if there's anything I can do to help, okay? Yeah, okay. Actually, yes, Jack, what is it? What's the date today, do you know? Oh, just that? It's August the 3rd. I see, thank you. Anything else? I shrug. Well, okay then. I have to go now, other patients, you know. But I'll be back in a bit, don't worry. Anna leans down and pecks me on the lips. Bye-bye. Well, looks like there's a little bit of, patient-nurse love going on. Start of journal, August 3rd. I am going to kill someone. Probably. Her name is Anna. Well then. I don't want to do it. I'm not a violent man. But what else can I do? It would be wrong to let her live, right? But I can't kill her just yet. I'm too weak. I tested my grip strength today. I wrapped a hand around my wrist and squeezed. I couldn't make it hurt at all, not even a little bit. But it doesn't matter much. Even if I was strong enough to go through with it, I'd still have to wait. I can't do anything until I know Grace is safe. Grace. It hurts to think about her. I want to tell her I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I got her involved. Please be safe, Grace. Grace, 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 Grace. It calms me down when I write your name. Grace, Grace, Grace. I'm so sorry. This is interesting. August 4th. The journal is still here, thank God. I was afraid she would find it somehow. When I saw that she didn't, it was such a huge relief. I wanted to write in it right away, but no, I didn't. I have to be patient. I'll write only when I'm sure Anna is not around. Not while she's walking around tending to patients, pretending she's not who she really is. And it's a good thing I waited. She came into the room only a few minutes after I woke up. She smiled and asked me how my night had been. I held back from telling her how I really felt about being here and about her. I mean, it's not like I can hide everything, not after what happened. But at least I can pretend I'm not planning to do what I'm going to do. And who knows, maybe she thinks I've gone back to how I was before. I haven't gone back, and I'd rather die than be like that again. But it would be nice if she believed that. She'd let her guard down. Well, it doesn't matter that much, really. Even if she finds out I'm planning on killing her, so what? So what? I'll end her life just the same. If it comes to that, I'll do it. If I need to kill Anna to save Grace, I'll do it in a heartbeat. You know what, actually? Grace doesn't even need to be saved. Yeah, Grace is fine somewhere far away without a care in the world. And I'm worrying over nothing. Yeah. If only. August 5th. I haven't gained my strength back yet. Am I being impatient? I might be. The doctor thinks that for sure that I'm being impatient. I asked him for some exercise I could do, but he told me to shut up and rest. What are you in such a hurry for? He asked me. I couldn't tell him, so I didn't say anything. My next idea was to find a weapon. I haven't seen anything good, though. I'll still look out for something I could use, but I haven't got my hopes up. I mean, I could rip out the needle on my arm connected to the IV drip, but I don't think that'd be a good murder weapon. What then? I can't think of anything. My mind is foggy from the drugs and the pain, and god damn it, why is there always so much bullshit? Damn it, why do I always have to deal with all this? Nothing I try is going to work. So it sounds like maybe something happened to this Grace person, and this nurse is probably involved. August 5th, again. I've calmed down. I can't afford to lose my nerve. Not now, of all times. No emotions. That comes when I'm safe. When we're safe, both me and Grace. My biggest problem is not being able to walk. They've set the bones in my legs straight and everything, and it's healing in its cast, but it'll be a long time before I'm able to walk, I think. Maybe I'll be able to walk with a crutch soon. It could help me get my strength back. I'll ask the doctor when I see him. It's early morning. I hear someone coming down the hall slowly, not in a hurry. They sound like they're wearing hospital slippers. Most likely, it's the doctor and a nurse. I hope it's a nurse other than Anna. I pray that it's anyone else. The door opens, the doctor comes in, and a step behind him is a nurse that is not Anna. I sigh in relief. So the doctor's speaking, in a lot of pain, huh? No, it's not that, doctor. But well, it can wait, unless it's urgent. It's not. Very well then. The doctor can't be over 35 years old. He's wearing a golden watch and fine-looking leather shoes. He doesn't look like a doctor to me at all, more like a businessman. The doctor goes from bed to bed with the nurse checking on patients, spending no more than a minute with each. He comes to my bed last. Okay, Mr. Friday, what was it again? Let's see here. He leafs through some papers and clicks his tongue. Ah, you fell. Yeah. How the hell did you manage to do that? Oh, these substances we found in your blood would blood work explain that mystery. Not very clever, are you? Getting high and... Doctor, you can't say that. Oh, sue me. And you don't do it again. Next time I won't patch you up, you hear? I'll try not to. He's being rude, but it doesn't really bother me. I've got more important things on my mind. Doctor, how long until I can start walking, at least with crutches? I don't know. What? What? You're a doctor, aren't you? My doctor? The very same. Who do you think operated on you? I look down at my leg. I'm suddenly very unsure of what I'll see when the cast comes off. Can't you at least guess when I'll be able to walk? I'd rather not. The nurse standing next to the doctor looks uncomfortable. She's holding a hand to her forehead and sighing. But why not? Don't I deserve to know? Well, a lot of factors are at play here, you see. The doctor starts moving his right hand in complex patterns. Plenty of factors can change how quickly you heal, a whole lot, so who can really say? Factors like what? Oh, so many of them. Like what? He glances down at his papers. Like your blood pressure, which is crap, by the way. Are you stressing over something? Yes. No. No, doctor, I'm not. I'm fine. He frowns a little. Well, you'll be fine. Kick your feet back and relax. What are you in such a hurry for anyway? You haven't got a job waiting for you outside or anything. Huh? How do you know that? Oh, well, nurse, he snaps his fingers trying to remember. Anna? Nurse Anna, that's the one. She told me. And yes, I know about you two. No need to act surprised. You're a lucky guy, you know that? Yeah. When I first found out, I was against letting her care for you, being objective and all that stuff, you know? But she really wanted to, so I thought, whatever. And she's taking it well, so it's okay, I guess. The doctor stares off into space, then looks at me and grins. Oh, I see. It's her. What? She's the reason you want to get the hell out of here, huh? I don't blame you, there's no privacy here at all. Oh no, I didn't. Don't be ashamed now, I get what it's like. He drops the smile. But you can't be thinking of those sorts of things, you've got to rest properly. All right. He leaves with a thumbs up. Two of the other patients are laughing and whistling, and one other one is grumbling with what must be jealousy. Idiots. My journal is pressed up against me in a new hiding spot. I've moved it 3 times now. I've got to write in it. My thoughts are burning a hole in my skull. I've got to share them with someone, even if that someone is a piece of paper. But not now. She's still out there somewhere. So far there's just a lot of talking in this game. August 6th. Damn it. God damn it all. I'm stuck here with nothing to do but lie uselessly and wait. 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 Wait, wait, and wait. All I can do is wait. Nothing to do but wait. 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 For how long? It's 2 hours after I've written down those words. I'm looking at the little notebook that is my journal. I've got it in my hands. I'm amazingly lucky to have it. Someone had left both the notebook and a pen in the nightstand next to my bed. I checked the nightstand's drawers on a whim, and there they were. Now they're the only things keeping me sane. There's no TV or books or even magazines in here. I'm counting the pages I've got left in the notebook, checking how much ink there is in my pen. Then she comes in, and I feel my heart stop. Good evening, boys. She greets everyone, but she's only looking at me. I murmur back a hello. Meanwhile, my hands are still holding the notebook, clutching it actually. I can feel beads of sweat forming on my forehead. The notebook is small, very small. My hands must be hiding it from view, or are they? If she's noticed, Anna pays it no mind. She wheels in the cart with our medication. While she's busy with the other patients, I slip the notebook and pen under my blanket, smooth it over, and lie quietly. How are you holding up, sweetie? I nearly jump at Anna's whispered words. I didn't notice her approach. Fine. I'm fine, thanks. Jack, don't you remember what I told you? It's no good putting on a brave face. I'm here for you, okay? What's this about? Does she know? I know about everything you see. She leans in closer. I nearly faint. Everything. Yeah? Yes. I had a little chat with your doctor, you know, and he told me a little about how much trouble you're having down there. As soon as I realize what she means, my body loosens up. Yeah, that. It's a bit of a problem, I guess. Oh, sweetie. Well, I'm sorry your health has priority. But don't you worry, I'm not going anywhere. She puts her hand on my blanket and starts smoothing it out. It makes me happy, though, to see you like this again. After how you acted before your accident, I thought, never mind. Without warning, she leans in even closer. I feel her hot breath on my cheek. But since you're so eager, Jack, I promise that after you're released, I'll give you the time. I'll make you finally forget all about Grace. Her words are like a slap in the face. I can only stare back. So you still care about her. I don't like that. Someone like you and someone like her, you never should have been together in the first place. Please think only of me. After all, we were made for each other. If I do, I'll promise. If I promise to be with you always, will you leave Grace out of this? No, that's no good. I can't do that. Just your asking that, it shows you're still thinking about her. She hasn't got anything to do with this, with what you did to me and what I'll do to you. So leave her out of it. Are you holding her somewhere? At least that girl's good for one thing. Thanks to her, you've been a good boy, even though you're still so confused. Anna, please. I'm close to crying. I want to tear my hair out. Anna smiles again. Fine, sweetie, I'll promise I won't hurt her. As long as you do one thing for me. Do you know what that is? I do. Of course I do. It's something she's been telling me to do for ages, since before I got here. She's like a broken record. You want me to remember everything. Yep. Oh, I can't wait. When you do that, everything will be perfect. We'll be together again forever. So promise you'll remember. I promise I'll try. No, that's not good enough. You promised you'd try before, and look where that got us. Tell me you'll do it. I promise. I'll recall it all. Good. We'll work on that when you get out of here, but if your memory comes back to you before then, tell me before you tell anyone else. Okay? Bye for now. She wheels out the cart, glancing back one last time with that eerie look of hers. So obviously Anna has done something with Grace. I can't tell her I already remember. I've known since before my injury. I've known that when we were both children No, I can't tell her. If I do that, she wins and Grace dies. And maybe I die too. I can't win by playing along with Anna's delusions. Chapter 2, What Jack Lost. August 7. I can't just sit here waiting. I've got to wait, and I will, but I feel like I can't wait either. I'm doing nothing and it's eating me up. If a stomach is empty long enough, it starts eating itself. Do you know that? I know that. If I don't do something right now, I'm afraid I might go crazy. I'm going to write down everything that happened. Maybe that'll help me make sense of things. Right now, my thoughts are buzzing together in my mind like flies around a turd. I want my mind to be clear. To do what I'm going to do and do it properly, my mind needs to be clear, unclouded. This notebook is small, but I think I've got enough space to write everything down. It's not a long story. So here it goes, everything. Alright, so I guess we're about to see what happened. I met Anna. Met her again after so many years in the store where I worked. Grace wasn't there at the time. It wasn't a coincidence that Anna visited the store when she did. It couldn't have been. She must have been following me. The first time she came in, I was at the cash register. She walked straight up to me, cutting in line. An old woman was busy counting her change and didn't complain. Nobody else complained either. Anna stood there a while, staring at me. Then she said, No, no, I can't do this. I can't start here. I can't do it. There's already too much of that woman in my life. I've got to start with someone else. Someone I miss. Grace. Grace was a girl who worked at the same store I worked at. She was and still is, a kind, sweet girl. She's a little quiet, but that's perfectly fine. I hated her. I hated most people. And most things. I was a real asshole. I didn't spend time with other people. Whenever a coworker invited me somewhere, I'd turn them down. I didn't chat with anyone during breaks either. It was just how I was, how I'd always been. I avoided Grace too, of course. She tried to talk to me a few times, but then I started avoiding her even more. I only took shifts I thought she wouldn't take. The times we still ended up working together. I stayed as far away from her as I could. It worked for a while. Then came the day we talked, really talked, for the first time. I was restocking the shelves alongside an old, greasy, long-haired man when Grace came along. I didn't even look at her. Instead, I became very interested in stacking cans of food onto the lower shelves. I waited for her to leave. Dawn, you can switch with me, all right? You can go help Susie. I already did the bottom shelves there. Dawn, the old man thanked her and left. And Grace started working next to me. A minute went by. I found that I couldn't work in peace. Just her being there made me upset. I had to say something. I'm fine on my own. If you want to take a break or something, you can. I'm fine on my own. Oh no, I don't mind doing this. I see. Can't you take a hint? I thought then. It's his back, you know. What? Don's back hurts a lot, so I asked him to switch. Oh, I see. He has trouble with the lower shelves, so I get it. I didn't do it to bother you, I swear. I said I get it. Okay. We went on restocking in silence for about another minute. I know you don't like me very much, so I thought you might think I was bothering you on purpose, so I'm sorry. I sighed. Who says I don't like you? Huh? Don't you? You're always avoiding me. Yeah, don't take that personally. That's just how I am. I don't care about other people. If I could go back in time and punch myself in the mouth, I would. So you like me? What? No, I didn't say that. Get a clue. Haha, just kidding. We didn't talk for the rest of the day, so I thought that was that. She'll leave me alone, I thought, now that she knows I prefer it that way. But she didn't. I've always thanked my lucky stars that she didn't leave me alone after that. Maybe she should have, though, for her own sake. I hope she can forgive me. Writing about the past has been a good idea. Right now, it doesn't even bother me where I am, who I'm with. And thinking of Grace, remembering the way she smiled, is giving me courage. She got hurt because of me, so I will do anything to make her happy and safe. The weather was nice out today. The sky was blue. There's a tiny window on the wall to my left. I can look through it if I twist my head around. That small patch of sky is the only beautiful thing around here. That and my memories of her. Hi, Jack. Hi. A beautiful morning, isn't it? Let's give it our all today. Yep, let's do that. Um, your uniform is kind of all wrinkly, isn't it? Oh, yeah, it is. I haven't gotten iron, so. Geez, you're really hopeless, aren't you? I wouldn't go that far. I could iron your clothes for you, if you said pretty please. August 8. After that one time, Grace started coming up to me more and more, and talking to me more and more. It was a gradual thing, just hello and goodbye, and how are you doing at first. Eventually they grew to full conversations. Well, I say full conversations, they were still pretty bare bones. I noticed how friendly she was being, of course, but I didn't push her away. I couldn't tell why I didn't do that. I surprised myself every day by not telling her to go away. Hey, Jack. There's this bar just down the road. I hear it's a good place to go. So, how about we go there after work today? To relax? And when she asked me out for drinks, I surprised myself further by saying sure. How do you like it here? Is it nice? It's all right, I guess. I don't really know, honestly. I don't go to places like this. Oh well, I don't either, not a lot. But I thought it would be fun, you know? Grace ordered a Jack and Coke. I didn't know what to get, so I asked for one too. Our drinks came quickly. They were cool and pleasantly sweet, but I couldn't enjoy mine. I was in a bad mood. The waitress had giggled while taking my order, and I took it as an insult, or it was something else just as dumb. I can't remember exactly. Ah, feels good to relax after a long day at work, doesn't it? I grumbled. What is it, Jack? Nothing. I sipped my drink. Something's bothering you, isn't it? I said it's nothing. I'm just not cut out for this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have to drink if you don't want to. I don't mean that. I mean all this. I gestured at everything around us. Doing things with people. Huh? Why? You wouldn't get it even if I explained. We're just too different. I've had a rough life. Really? I'm sorry to hear that. But that doesn't mean you can't enjoy yourself now. Well, it would be a shame not to do fun things just because of that. No, what I'm saying is, it's just not fun for me. I don't like this. How can you say that? We've barely been here for 10 minutes. I just know. She didn't seem happy I said that. So you want to leave? I hadn't actually thought of leaving. I just complained to complain. Well, you can't leave. Not yet. Oh, yeah? Yes. If you keep going like this, you're never going to have any fun in life. So promise me you'll at least give being with me a chance. You want me to stay here longer? Yes. At least another hour. A whole hour? Please? Fine, I can do an hour. Thank you. You won't regret it. Yeah, sure. Hi, Pixie. Thanks for stopping in. It seemed like such a long time. There was a clock on the wall opposite me. I was going to stare at it for the whole hour, counting down the minutes. Then, when the hour passed, I would get up and leave. Simple as that. But then something happened. Grace was having trouble. I had never seen her so awkward. She even was stammering, struggling to find stuff to talk about. I realized it was because I was just sitting there, barely saying anything. I was acting all grumpy too. That couldn't have helped. Back in the store with so many distractions around us, it had been easy for her to chat with me every so often, a few words here and there. I hadn't had to do much back then besides nod. Sitting down talking face to face, it simply couldn't work like that. After more than a few failed attempts to get the ball rolling, Grace gave up. She sat there looking at her drink instead of at me. She was most likely working up the courage to end this early. In just a few minutes, I'd be free to leave. I found I couldn't stand that, so I started talking. I said the first thing that came to mind, no matter how stupid. I don't know why I did it. It feels so unlike me, both feeling bad for someone and talking with no filter, or unlike the past me. Maybe I was finally warming up to Grace, or maybe it was the alcohol. I don't know, maybe it was both. The reason doesn't matter. What matters is that it happened. Back then, there was a part of me that never relaxed, no matter what. No, it wasn't even a part of me. Pretty much all of me was like that. Like a fist that wouldn't unclench. But now I found I could relax it, little by little by little. And before I knew it, I really was having fun in this girl's presence, talking to her, laughing with her, simply spending time with her. What did we talk about? I don't remember. What I do remember is that I had more fun than I'd had in years. When the hour passed, I didn't say anything. We stayed there for hours longer. I do remember one thing we talked about actually. We somehow got on the topic of family. What is your family like, Jack? I can't say. Oh, I see. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I'm sorry I asked. I'm kind of not on speaking terms with my family either. Why is that? That's, actually, I don't really talk with other people all that much or hang out with them. Well, outside of work, I'm kind of alone a lot of the time. What, really? Yeah. This surprised me. I was surprised a lot back then. I never thought Grace was anything like me. But you're so friendly with the people at the store. That's all it is. It's not that I wouldn't like to spend more time with them, but I don't know. It feels like if I let them in, they're going to turn out not nice. But you're different. You're just trying to get by. I don't think you'd use someone. God, when I say it like that, it doesn't sound right at all. You must think I'm really weird. I'm sorry. No, I don't think you are. It makes sense what you said. Really? Thank you, Jack. I really, really hoped you'd understand, and I'm so happy that you do. I really feel like you're someone I can trust. We went for drinks again next week, and then once more the week after. The week after that, we had dinner together at a greasy little restaurant where we could afford to eat. I tried to impress her by ordering wine. I'd never had wine. It was disgusting, but I had guessed it would be disgusting, so I forced my way through a glass anyway. I even said it was delicious. Then Grace tried some, told me it was spoiled. She teased the hell out of me for that. I wasn't bitter about it. I laughed along. Strange how quickly people can change sometimes. Soon we started going out more often, to bars, cheap restaurants, places like that. We took a lot of walks together too, and one time we even went to the movies. After about a month of this, I asked Grace if she'd be my girlfriend. What? Am I not your girlfriend already? Oh, and that's how it went. August 9. A few weeks later, she told me what happened to her back when she still lived with her family. I'd known for a while that something had happened, something she hadn't shared with anyone before. But when she told me what it was, a few of the things she said, no, I shouldn't write it down here. It feels wrong. It's not mine to tell. What if someone found this journal? I had never imagined she was living with such a burden. When I found out, I felt crushed. I know. God, I feel like an idiot. And after I told you I'd had it rough. No, it's fine. Don't feel bad about it, please. You've got your troubles and I've got mine. I know, but can't we do something? There's nothing to do. It's all over now. All I can do is keep looking forward, you know? I hugged her and told her how brave she was for telling me. I told her I'd protect her, keep her safe forever, and I meant it. And I failed her, but that comes later. For now, I figured I should tell her what my own troubles had been. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. It's okay. I do want to. I'd managed to keep quiet about my past. I had only alluded to things. Now I told her everything. It wasn't a long story. What? Nothing? You don't remember anything? Okay, it's not exactly nothing. But my teen years are fuzzy, and everything before that, it's like it doesn't exist. What about your family? I don't know, maybe I had one. I was in a lot of institutions before I turned 18. Oh, Jack, I'll tell you about those times if you want, but there's not a lot to tell. Nothing really ever happened to me. I wish I could tell you everything about my life. I really do, but I can't. That's fine. Did you ever try to find out about my life before then? Yeah, I didn't. Why not? I don't know. I just never felt like it, I guess. I must have known, even back then, that some memories are best left buried. I'm sure I would like to remember if I could. But you're fine with it? Yeah. Well, okay. Tell me more about the times you can remember then. So I went on to tell her about the few bland memories I had. Chapter 3, No More Stalling. August 10. I could write about all the talks we had, about the first night we spent together, about looking for an apartment and then finding it and moving in. About pretty much anything that only involved the two of us, but I think it's time to move on. This isn't a feel-good journal after all. It was a Thursday, coming up to a year since Grace and I started dating. I was at the cash register. Grace wasn't in the store. An old lady was counting her change slowly and with trembling hands when Anna walked in. Anna didn't buy anything. She went for the register towards me, empty-handed. The sight of her approaching made my heart start beating like mad. My head hurt. I knew the moment I saw her that she meant trouble. Jack? My God, is that you, Jack? She had the nerve to pretend she'd stumbled upon me by accident, like she hadn't tracked me down. But I didn't have it together. I couldn't see through her acting. I was confused, panicking, not sure why. Excuse me, miss? Is it you? Please don't cut in line, miss. It's not fair to other customers. The old lady was still tackling her mass of coins. She didn't seem to notice much around her. Don't play silly with me, Jack. It's you, isn't it? Yes, my name is Jack, but you've got me confused with someone else. There's a lot of Jacks out there. Oh, come on, you're you all right. I put a hand on the counter to steady myself. She reached out as if to place her hands on mine. I jerked my hands back like she was going to bite me. It's me, it's Anna. Don't you remember your old friend? No, we've never met. I guess it has been a while, 15 years? Not me, must be someone else. Anna stared right at me, through me. I thought I'd either boil or freeze. Sure, it's you. Let's go somewhere and talk about old times. I know a great restaurant just 2 streets over. Look, lady, even if I was this friend of yours, I have a job to do, so let me get on with it. You're bothering the customers. The customers weren't bothered one bit. If they hated anyone, it was probably me after all. I was being so rude to this pretty, charming girl who only wanted to talk to her friend. That's a good point, Jack. What are you doing in this place? It's a pile of trash. Someone like you doesn't belong here. I was through trying to reason with her. I crossed my arms and said nothing, hoping she wouldn't notice that my heart was pounding way too fast. Anna gave me a good, hard look. So that's how it is. I'll see you later, Jack. And she went away. I let out a long breath I hadn't noticed I was holding. I felt awful. Even worse, I felt Anna had been right. There had definitely been something familiar about her. But I didn't want to find out more. Next time she comes in, I'll treat her the same way I told myself, guessing correctly there'd be a next time, guessing wrongly that it'd be at the store. I'll do it again and again until she gives up. I don't know what she wants, but I won't give an inch. The old lady cried out. She'd found a quarter. August 11. It's weird, isn't it? How I just write today's date like that and then go right to telling about something that happened months ago. I should write down when that stuff happened, but it was so long ago, I don't think I can remember the exact dates. Ah, who cares? This is only for me anyway. It can be a jumbled mess. Sometimes I feel like I should write more about what's happening now, but nothing is happening. When I told Grace about the girl who called herself Anna and who called me Jack, even though we didn't wear name tags, she took it like it was a good news. Sorry about that, guys. Having trouble talking here. That's amazing, Jack. She must have recognized you from childhood. She said 15 years, didn't she? That's right, from the time you can't remember. I don't know. She might be some sort of scam artist. I just come up with that idea of Anna being a scam artist. It seemed a good enough excuse to not go near her again. Yeah, right. Come on, Jack, at least give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't need her, Grace. I've got you. Jack, I'm not telling you to sleep with her. Don't be so rude to her next time, okay? I wasn't being rude. You so were. Okay, so what if I was? It's not fair to her. She seems like a nice girl. And don't you think it'd be good for you too? To be friends with her? No, not really. She could tell you about your past. Then maybe some things would start making sense. You could put whatever happened behind you. But nothing happened. Something must have happened, Jack. People don't. Grace fell silent. Instead of continuing, she started running her fork through the peas on her plate. We were having dinner. People don't what? Well, people don't do that at night unless something happened to them. I keep telling you it must be some weird kind of insomnia. Nothing more. Sleeping pills don't work on it. Something will eventually. But why not try this? The memories you have, it's like they want out. I think they should get out too. Then you won't be scared of whatever happened anymore. And how does that work exactly? You'll be able to face it properly. It's helped me a lot, thinking about what happened to me, seeing it's not as bad as I thought it was. I stubbornly refused to answer and went on eating like there hadn't been a conversation at all. What Grace had referred to was something I'd only recently found out. Apparently, I shouted and kicked at night a lot. Sometimes I all out screamed. Maybe I still do all that, who knows? Maybe the staff and patients are too polite to point it out. No, I don't scream at night anymore. I'm fairly sure I don't. Though that's not to say I can sleep well at all. Funny how, at one point, something like that was the biggest problem in my life. It was so long ago. Or at least it feels like so long ago. So much has happened since then. Anyway, the morning after, I would wake up sweaty and tired, but it wasn't until Grace told me about the screaming that I found out why. Grace said it happened about once a week. It really freaked her out the first few times it happened, but then she got used to it. Or as used to it as you can get. It makes me feel bad realizing how nonchalant I was about it. Screaming every few nights in my sleep I felt a small price to pay, so I wouldn't have to bother with the past. But it didn't matter in the end if I decided to face the past or not. Either way, it was coming. The second time Anna and I met as adults, we were neighbors. I was coming back home from a morning shift at the store. I went into our building, up to the second floor, down the hall to mine and Grace's door, and I froze. There was someone standing in front of our door. That someone was her. Anna. Jack? Oh goodness, what are you doing here? Don't tell me you. She pointed at the door as if to ask if I lived there. Yes, that's my apartment. As you damn well know. The hallway air felt warm and stale, soup-like. What are you doing here? I was going to say hello to my new neighbor. So hello. Wait, huh? And here. She pushed something into my hands. It was a plate wrapped in plastic wrap. There was something brown on the plate. Brownies, I'm sure you'll like them, Jack. But we're not neighbors. I spat the words out. Yes, we are. I'm right over there. Anna showed me the door to the right of mine. Ah, that place had been empty for weeks. I'm pretty sure the guy who lived there before was a heroin addict. He didn't seem so bad now. What an amazing coincidence, though. To think we'd end up living so close by again. It's not a coincidence, is it? Pardon? Come on, really? What are you trying to do? It's obvious you planned this. There's no way something like this could happen by accident. Anna laughed. It was a sound like a fork scraping a plate. Well, you can believe it's a coincidence, or you can believe it's not. Either way, we'll be seeing each other pretty often. Enjoy the brownies. Thanks. I'm not a big fan of sweet stuff, but I'm sure Grace will love them. Grace? Who is Grace? My girlfriend. I pointed at our door with my thumb. We lived together. My idea was that, in case she was acting like this because she was interested in me, I'd gently tell her I was taken. Grace. Yes. She must be a nice girl. The best I've ever known. She's lucky to have you. It's the other way around. Well, it's been nice chatting. I'll say hi to Grace for you. I should go in and say hello myself. No need. And she's not here right now. But, bye. I pretended to unlock the door. It was already unlocked because Grace was home. I slipped in and shut the door in Anna's face. In the apartment, I found I could breathe freely again. Talk to this girl, be friends with her, not a chance. She creeped the hell out of me. Writing all this down, I can see why Grace thought I was overreacting. The plain facts of it don't seem that bad at all. A friend I hadn't seen in years noticed me at my workplace, talked with me a bit, and then happened to move in right next to me. But I knew right from the start that there was something off about her. That's not something to ignore. Paranoid, yeah. But in this case, I was right to be paranoid. It's because I let my guard down that all this happened. Still no word from the doctor about when I'll be able to get out of here. In fact, I haven't seen him in days. I hope he's just busy. What if something happened to him? It's the paranoia talking again. No, that's not paranoia. That's plain stupid. And I can't make a doctor disappear and get away with it. But I've got to say, if this doctor did disappear, it wouldn't be much of a loss to the hospital, I think. I'll have to ask him to give me some neck exercises I can do. My neck hurts from craning my head to the side all the time to look at the sky. Well, at least the weather's bad now. I'm not looking there as much. It's weird how a little neck pain is causing me trouble, with how broken and battered the rest of me is. No, I probably shouldn't mention my neck to him. They might up my dosage, and what'll I do then, with my brain turned to mush? Maybe then I'd be happy. In any case, I have things to do, and I need a clear mind to do them. I hope that what I'm writing makes sense. I hope I haven't gone down the rabbit hole already, and all I'm doing is scrawling line after line of meaningless chicken scratch. But that'd be pretty funny, I guess, in a pretty unfunny way. August 12. Anna's brownies were tasty. I didn't have any, but Grace did. I wanted to throw the brownies into the trash, but Grace caught wind of them too quickly. She's like a bloodhound when it comes to sweet stuff, chocolate especially. And then, of course, I had to explain where I'd got them. Huh? Weird. I know, right? There's no way it's a coincidence. Yeah, it must be a sign. A sign of what? That she's stalking me? You know, it is weird that she was stalking me, since she knew where I lived, but that she didn't know about Grace. I mean, she couldn't have known with how surprised she was. I don't think she was acting. Was it just a coincidence then? No, absolutely not. That I refuse to accept. I think I'll go say hi. I could make something for her too. Do we have any butter left? I want to bake her cookies. Yeah, and then you'll eat most on your own. Hey, I don't see the point of going to visit her though. We'll see more than enough of her anyway. We live so close by. We're neighbors. I want us to get started on the right foot. And maybe she and I could be friends. I think that'd be nice. I wrapped my arms around her. Of course, you deserve that. But please find a friend that's not her. Why? Once again, I couldn't properly explain why. I couldn't put it down as anything more than a hunch, a gut feeling I'd get whenever I was near her. I've at least got to see her for myself, to see if she's really such a horrible person. Trust me, you're better off without it. The next day in the afternoon, I was lying down on our sofa. I was nursing a headache that'd been with me since morning. Grace told me she'd be right back. She went out of the apartment with something in her hands, and then a smell of freshly baked cookies wafted out of our kitchen. It still took me about 2 minutes to piece the puzzle together. I was immediately up. Not good, not good. Panic struck me harder than I would expect. It was like with Grace seeing Anna all by herself, some vulnerable part of me was exposed. I wanted to bring Grace back and lock the door and keep her safe and never, ever let her out of my sight. But I also didn't want to go in there. I just stood there, head in my hands, wondering what to do. All at once, I was telling myself to go there, but always to stay here, you idiot. And somewhere far away, a tiny little voice, very tiny, very little, was telling me I was overreacting. Then there came the sound of glass breaking. It had come from, where else, Anna's apartment. I went to the wall that separated our apartments. Now there was no sound at all, nothing to explain the crash. I finally overcame my cowardice. I dashed out from our apartment to hers. When I got there, I saw broken glass and blood, and Grace kneeling down, and Anna stood above her, and they were both smiling. They stopped when they noticed me there, out of breath and confused. Jack? Hi, Jack, did you decide to join us? No, What the hell is going on? This. Anna waved her hand at the floor, at all the bits of glass, white ceramic actually. They were also scattered cookies and drops of blood. Yes, that. Just looking at the blood made me feel sick, like I was going to throw up, but I couldn't peel my eyes away from it. I've always been like that around blood. I've never had the stomach for it. Grace was picking up the broken pieces of ceramic. There was a little accident. An accident? Yes, what else? Grace, what happened? It's my fault, really. The cookies were hotter than I thought, so I dropped the whole plate. And it was Anna's plate, too. Be careful, Grace, you might cut yourself. She's cut herself already, look. Huh? She only now seemed to notice the blood around her. But Grace checked her hands, turned them around a few times to see from every angle, but found no cuts there. It's not me. It's my blood. What? Anna was, I just noticed, holding her left hand tightly with her right. There was a little blood still trickling from between her knuckles. Oh no. Grace's hands hovered around Anna's. She looked willing to help, but afraid she'd do something wrong. How'd this happen? I tried to pick up some of the pieces. They're pretty sharp, aren't they? Hang on, Anna, I'm fine. I don't need you to do anything. The way Anna said that was forceful, almost harsh. Grace backed away. I can still help. She remembered I was there. Jack, go get some gauze. We have gauze? Oh, useless. Frustrated, more frustrated than I'd ever seen her before, Grace ran off to get the gauze herself. She left me there in the belly of the beast. I tried being polite. Shame about the cookies. A real shame. I didn't get to eat a single one. Well, actually, she picked up one with the free fingers in her left hand. Some of her blood got on the cookie. Before I could say anything, she ate it in one bite. Jesus. It's not bad at all. They're still warm. Do you want one? I'll pass. You make me sick. That's not a very nice thing to say, Jack. If anyone else said it, but I'll forgive you. She licked her lips. I should have left, I was like a frog being stared down by a snake. I wonder what's taking Grace so long. She must be flustered, poor girl. So much worry about a teeny little cut. It's not serious? It's not. How do you know? I've seen a lot of cuts. I can imagine. Anna laughed. I'm a nurse. That I couldn't imagine. It's still hard to believe, though. I see proof of it every day. There's a lot of blood. You don't believe me? Look. She showed me her hand. The cut ran from the base of her thumb toward the middle of her hand. The wound was thin, but long and ragged. The skin around the wound was pale and moist, showing how fresh the cut was. I could have puked. Oh, does it look bad? Don't worry. It won't even scar. Stop that. You're really... I don't remember what I was going to say. It wasn't nice in any case. What stopped me was Grace coming back. Sorry. There wasn't any gauze. Here. She'd brought a roll of pink toilet paper. I hope this is good enough. Thank you, Grace, but I don't need it. You don't? No, see? The blood stopped. Anna flashed me a smile. The corners of her mouth were still red. Alright, guys, so I will be right back. There's a lot of talking in this, so I need to go get some water. I'll be back in just a couple moments. Alright, I'm back, everyone. Alright, so it's getting a little interesting. I guess we're going to get some background on what happened. So now we're on August 13th. Good day today. Didn't see Anna once. But enough of that. After what happened, where I left off yesterday, I was sure Grace and I were on the same page. But no. In the end, I was the one who cleaned up that bloody mess on the floor. I threw away the cookies before Anna could get her hands on any more. Back in our apartment, Grace let out a long sigh. What a mess, am I right? Yeah, and it was all my fault. I meant Anna. You did just meet her, right? Yes. And? Well, I can see why you've been avoiding her, if that's what you mean. Thank you. She's beautiful. I thought she would be some shy little girl or a crazy cat lady or something. But she's like a model. What, no? Don't try to deny it, Jack. It's why you don't want to go near her, isn't it? You don't want to be tempted. I shook my head. I really didn't see her that way. Now with a little more perspective, I can say it's true. What a waste of good looks. She's much more beautiful than me. Hey, don't say that. She's not. She is. Grace dropped her gaze to stare at her hands. And she wasn't mad that I ruined her plate. She wasn't scared of the blood either. She's just so... I took her hands in mine. They were cold. Grace? Jack? You're beautiful and kind. More beautiful and kind than any other girl in the world. I'm lucky as hell to have you. My cheeks burned. I must have looked like a tomato. I wasn't used to saying stuff like this. I mean it. So don't say stuff like that. Okay? Oh. Grace blinked like she'd just woken up. Oh. I've been saying a lot of dumb stuff, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm a real hassle, huh? No, don't say that. And don't say you're sorry either. You've done nothing to feel sorry for. She apologized way too often. August 15th. I didn't write anything yesterday. The pain in my leg made it so I couldn't focus. It's been hurting a lot for the past few days. I gave in and asked the doctor about it. He's fine, by the way. Didn't disappear or anything. Must have taken a few days off. I asked him about the pain. I asked if he could do anything about it. Apparently the pain is a good sign. I think that's what he said. So I guess my leg is healing all right. But it still hurts. When the doctor went away, I complained out loud that it hurts. One of the other patients must have thought that I was talking to him. The patients here now are not the same guys I mentioned before. Maybe one is, but that's all. The other went away to another part of the hospital or home or maybe to the morgue. I don't know. I wasn't keeping track. So I said something about how my leg hurt, and a guy on the next bed to mine, a kid actually, can't be more than 18 or 19, starts talking to me. I think he was saying how he's in a lot of pain too. I couldn't understand most of it though. His jaw's been wired shut. Anything he tries to say turns to moans and a lot of drool. Then a nurse came in, not Anna, and told him he shouldn't speak if he wants his mouth to get better. So he shut up. Not much else happened, but my leg really is bothering me. It's a deep pain. It doesn't feel like it's healing. It feels wrong in a way that makes my teeth hurt too. I'll stop with the leg now. I have to get my mind off it. It hurts so much. I'll check where I left off the day before yesterday and go from there. You're not coming with us? Again? No, I don't feel like it. But Anna is so great to hang out with. Yesterday we went window shopping, then we went to a cafe, and then we had ice cream in the park. Sounds fun. It was. Anna is a really interesting person. You should give her a chance. I want us all to be friends, so please come along. No, I'll pass. Sorry. A moment later, Anna came in without knocking. She never knocked anymore. Ready, Grace? Yes, in a minute. Grace heaved a sigh. Are you sure you don't want to go? Yes, I'm sure. Go have fun without me. Okay then, some other time. Have fun. We will. Bye. Grace and Anna became friends. Good friends very soon after they first met. I was against it, but I found it hard to complain seeing Grace so happy. They spent quite a lot of time together. Whenever I said anything about this, Grace would tease me. She'd say I was jealous. But she would also invite me to come with. I always declined. I eventually got used to it, and things were quiet for a while. Once at the store, I was applying discounts during work hours. It should have been done before we opened up, but someone had been slacking off. I won't point fingers. It was Don, the old guy. So I was the one stuck wondering what kind of dog food the 20% should go on, or something like that. The lists they gave us were always terrible, so full of corrections you could barely read them. As I was about to choose at random where to apply the discount sticker, someone put a hand on my shoulder. Oh, Anna. There was a tightness in my chest, but it passed within seconds. As I said, I'd gotten used to it. She didn't scare me anymore. Hi. How are you, Jack? I'm all right, thanks. Hey, random question. Do you like big dogs or small dogs? Big dogs, I guess. I see. I bent down and placed a sticker reducing the price of the dog food that had one of those wiener dogs on the packaging. Grace is in the break room, by the way. I know, I was just there, but I wanted to see you. Yeah? Why? I haven't seen you at all for the past week, you know. Didn't you notice? I guess. I was called into work a lot, and you must have been busy here too. Yep, busy, busy. We should meet more often. After all these years apart, we must have a lot of stories to tell, huh? Yeah, maybe. Jack, you mentioned dogs, right? Right. Was that because of Buddy? Who's Buddy? Hmm. So you really don't remember anything? Nope. I don't remember this Buddy, and I don't remember knowing you either. Of course, now I do know about Buddy. I don't remember his breed or how old he was, or anything other than his name, really, but I do know of him. A certain picture book told me. That's really too bad, but it'll all come back to you, I'm sure. Who knows? Buddy was a really sweet dog. You liked him a lot. I shrugged. And he loved you, but then again, that dog loved everyone. He was so trusting. Too trusting. I'm sure he was. Are you really fine with not knowing about so much of your life, Jack? Yeah, I am. I'm used to it by now. I think it would feel weird if I could remember, actually. I suppose it's easier in a way. There are some things best forgotten after all, aren't there? Yeah. Of course there are, and I wish some of those things would have had the decency to stay forgotten. Why mention it now, though? Oh, no reason. I was just a little curious. Uh-huh. I didn't believe her. I sensed that there was something in particular she wanted me to remember. I don't know what that is now, but I still don't know why she wants me to remember what she did. Is it some sick form of love, or does she want to finish the job? Or is it both? I don't know. I really don't. Her mind is as much a mystery to me now as it ever was. Interlude, Anna in Wonderland. Dear Diary, I found him. It was beautiful. It was like fate. It was fate. As soon as I came to the city, I caught his scent in the air. A little, but mostly I smelled homeless people and gasoline. Why did you go all the way out here, Jack? You love nature, the smell of pines, where we grew up. I was ready to spend weeks looking for you, Jack. Or months, years if I had to. I even got a job at the hospital here. They're understaffed, so it was easy. But there you were, in the first store I went to. I didn't even go in to look for you. Fate, fate, fate. But you were a little strange. Surely you recognized me. I haven't changed that much, have I? I mean, it's been a while, and I have tried to make myself pretty for you, in every way I can think of. But you knew it was me, right? I knew it was you. You haven't forgotten me. Were you pretending? Playing a game? Yes, that must be it. Well, I'd love to wait and see what you're doing, dear, but I've been a patient girl for far too long. Dear Diary, Friday. Jack Friday. I knew he changed his name to that, but it's just so funny, isn't it? We'll have to change it back, Jack, for when we're married. I want the real one to follow my first name. Jack Friday. It made me giggle when I saw it in your employee records, darling. I just had a peek, nothing more, just to see where you live. I wanted to follow you home at first, but then I thought, hey, wouldn't it be insanely romantic if the next time I saw you, we lived right next to each other? I know you're playing your little game of you don't know me anymore, but that's not too much, is it? Being neighbors? You won't be angry, right? Even if it makes you angry, I have to at least do this, right? I can't wait anymore. I'm tired of being by myself. I've waited this long already. I prepared for you so much. Maybe you won't be mad. Please don't be mad. Please. P.S. One other thing, darling. That street where you live, isn't it in a terrible part of town? Run down and cheap, and even dangerous? I haven't been here for long, but I think that's right. Is that part of your game too? And working in a store? That must be it as well. Someone like you should never work there. Instead, you should be gosh, I can't even imagine what. And isn't that perfect? I don't want you working anywhere. I want you all for me. Dear Diary, the street is worse than I thought. God, the smell. Do you really know what you're doing, Jack? No, I shouldn't doubt you, I know. The rent is cheap, at least, very cheap. But more important than that or anything else, there was a vacancy right next door to your apartment. I can't wait to move in. We'll be neighbors. I'll see so much of you, it will make me drunk. Dear Diary, what a beautiful dump. I said this to the landlord when I brought my things here. He thought I was complaining. He said I should have checked out the apartment before I rented it. There could be a swarm of rats or roaches living in the apartment, or crack addicts for that matter, and I wouldn't give a damn. But still, I can't keep it dirty forever. I have to practice my homemaking skills. Time to make this dump a home. She seems to have a little bit of problems. Dear Diary, just back from a quick jog. Gotta stay in shape, and the brownies are just about done. I know, I should have kept my eye on them, but I've been doing this for long enough, you know. The brownies are perfect. Not burnt, not raw, just right. I hope he likes them. Jack, I don't know if I can go on. Who is this girl? I'm the one for you, the only one. And yet I know this is part of your plan, but you didn't have to do it this way. Why are you being so cruel? I have work now. I don't care. I'll go sleep. She seems a little obsessed with him. Dear Diary, I cried all the bad feelings out. Things don't seem nearly as bad now. Jack is testing me, so I have to show him I have what it takes. This is nothing at all. I can do this. Dear Diary, I met her today, Grace. I hope she doesn't get in the way. She's a sweet girl. But she's clumsy. She dropped a plate, my plate too, of cookies, and there were cookies and broken pieces of porcelain everywhere. I'm pretty clumsy too, I guess. I cut myself on a shard when I tried to pick it up. Jack came in just as I got cut. He must have sensed I was hurt. There was a lot of blood for a wound so small. The blood reminded me of that time. It always does. I showed it to Jack. He looked like he was going to vomit. Great acting, Jack. I love you. Dear Diary, I've gotten better at playing along with Jack's little game. I see him a lot more now, everywhere I go. Nearly half of those times, I'm not even trying to make our paths cross. Fate. I'm also seeing Grace a lot more. She's always asking me to go somewhere with her or to chat, and she's always coming over to my apartment without Jack. She's become a real bother, honestly, but I act nice. That girl tells me things about Jack, after all. Though, of course, she doesn't know anything about him that I don't. That's because she doesn't really know Jack. But now I know what he's pretending to be like. He told Grace that he has amnesia. It's a little unoriginal, Jack, don't you think? That's okay, though. She believes you. Dear Diary, I'm troubled. I'm starting to think that Jack is not pretending. What if he really has forgotten all about me? No, I can't have that. I need a sign, Jack. Just one little sign, so that I know you remember. One sign, anything is fine. Dear Diary, Jack doesn't remember me. I'm pretty sure of it now. He doesn't remember anything. Darn. But that's a good thing. He hasn't been acting cold on purpose. I'll give his memory a little jog, and that'll be that, good as new. But this also means that he's serious about that Grace girl. We can't have that. No, no. I'm starting to see her true colors. She's a filthy seductress, all right. She's also an idiot. She invited me for dinner tomorrow at her apartment. Their apartment. Her and Jack's apartment. The apartment they're sharing together, without me. August 16th, terrible day, really awkward. Anna was hovering around me all day. I swear she was here for more than 2 shifts. How does that work? I couldn't write at all. She's only gone now, and it's after midnight. Alright, so we're getting a little bit of typos here. I guess I should mark this as the 17th then, not the 16th. Who cares? Now I have to write in the dark, but that's fine. I don't see it being a problem. So not long after, did I write about how Anna came to see me at the store that one time? Yeah, I did. Not long after that, Grace invited Anna over for dinner. A lot of typos now. She could have told me before asking Anna, not that I would have said no. I didn't have an excuse to say no. But I mean, she only told me about the dinner a few hours before it. Yes, I was preparing for a really relaxing evening, and all of a sudden Grace says we should start making dinner. And oh, I forgot to tell you, Jack. I shouldn't be so bitter and childish. People forget. It happens. She didn't mean anything by it. It still rubbed me the wrong way, though. Anna was going to invade my home and be there for hours, and I'm pretty sure I had every right to be angry about that. No, I'm sure I should have sent her packing the first time I saw her, and then when she moved in next to us, and a million times after that. I should have. The fault is mine. So yeah, dinner. The food tastes amazing, Jack. Thanks, I barely made anything. So this is chapter 4, goodbye. That's not true, is it? You were in charge of the rice. Yeah, the rice. It ended up mushy. I think it's delicious. Anna ate it like it was the tastiest thing in the world. An idea popped into my mind. If I bore her, she might leave early. Thanks, but the chicken is much better, and it's incredible how you could make anything decent in the oven we have, Grace. Oh, don't talk about the oven, Jack. It's embarrassing. I'll bet you've never seen a greasier oven, Anna. I swear to God. I tried to clean it, but nothing works. I don't know what the previous owners did to make it that dirty. And that's not even the biggest problem, is it? You said. Yes. The light in the oven barely works. And don't get me started on the heating, it's so sketchy. Yeah, all of that. And you still managed to make something this good. What do you say, Anna? It's tasty. It reminds me of home. Have you tried remembering what home was like, Jack? I swallowed, choked, and coughed. What? What's with that all of a sudden? Anna smiled and went on eating. I was just wondering. No, I have not tried to remember what home was like. I don't see why I'd have to. I'm fine without it. All right. It's a shame, though. Tough. Jack? Yeah? What is it, Grace? I'm with Anna on this one. You are? Yes. Even after you said you were fine with me deciding what goes on in my head? I'm trying to think of what's best for you. That's right, you can't spend your life running away from the past. Face it now, be a man. It's not healthy to lock so much of yourself away, it can't be. You have to agree, Jack. I didn't reply. I was eviscerating a chicken drumstick. Anna, I didn't tell you this, but at night at least once a week, Jack, that's enough. I banged my fist on the table. Then was immediately ashamed that I'd lost my temper. But I couldn't back down. This has got to do with me, and me only. Stay the hell out of it, both of you. Do you understand? Why are you so... it's no good. I'd never gotten this angry before. I needed to be alone. I walked off to another room, but that didn't help. I could still hear their murmurs and their whispering. They were talking about me. I dressed in a hurry. Huh? What are you... Are you going out, Jack? I nodded. Have fun. Wait, don't go. I'm sorry I keep insisting so much. You know I'm trying to help, right? Yeah. Then please don't be mad at me. I couldn't stop being angry. It was stronger than me. Can you do just one thing for me? Just so I know I did all I could? Do what? Can you say you're fine with... No, please, say that you don't want to remember. Can you do that for me? Of course. I hesitated longer than I thought I would. Suddenly it struck me. I was being childish as hell. But in the end, my anger and my stubbornness won over. I don't want to remember. There, are you happy now? I wanted things to stay as they were. That's all I ever wanted, for nothing to change. because for once I was happy. I, well, I'm sorry. You should be. I walked out. By the time I came back, Grace was gone. August 17. I came back hours later, after a little drinking and a lot of pointless wandering. The apartment was empty, her things were gone, but I only realized that after I read the letter. The letter was on the table next to our half-finished dinner. There was a key next to the letter too, her key to the apartment. I remember the letter word for word, so why don't I write it down here? Wouldn't that be fun? Jack, it said, I can't stay with you anymore. You're only going to make yourself more miserable, and I can't help you, and I can't watch you do this to yourself. I pray there's someone who can help you like I couldn't, and I hope you'll be happy. Goodbye. Grace didn't even need to sign the message. I would have recognized those neat letters anywhere. I'd seen that same handwriting during our brief year together on dozens, if not hundreds, of little notes. Shift schedules, reminder to buy snacks or milk, things like that. They were, in fact, at least half a dozen of the yellow post-its she used still around the apartment. Seeing them hurt. There were a lot of other things Grace hadn't taken with her, too. Socks, pants, a few undershirts, a scarf, one pair of shoes, a sweater she really liked, too. She would have worn the sweater while napping in the evening. It was all evidence of how much of a hurry she'd been in to get away from me. Now I know better. Morning, everyone. The patients all greet her. I do too. Well, well. I'm happy to see you're finally stopped being Mr. Grumpy. Well, you know. Do you feel better? Does the leg still hurt? I'm a little better, I guess. At peace. That's great. You'll be up on your feet in no time, I'm sure. Free to come back home. I laugh like hell. Anna probably doesn't see what's so funny. She smiles vacantly. I guess she does love me in her own way. It doesn't matter, though. Remembering the pain she caused me has given me conviction. My heart is set on killing her. August 18. My health is vastly improving. Doctor's words, those, and I feel it. I don't wake up at night so much anymore choking on pain. And I don't get so angry anymore that I have to chew my own fingers so I don't end up shouting. I really am at peace. I know what to do, and I know I have to do it. I feel like I don't have a choice in the matter. I'm a train going down a set of tracks at a few hundred miles per hour, no turns, no brakes. Whatever happens, will happen. It's strangely calming. For now, I'll keep on writing. I know a good point to stop. After Grace left, I spent the first night alone on the kitchen floor. It was where my legs happened to give in under me after hours of walking back and forth in the apartment. I had paced around like a caged animal, looking under pillows and carpets, poking my head in closets. I don't know why. Maybe I thought I'd find her there. I woke up in the afternoon with a blanket over me. I thought that Grace had done it, that she'd come back. She hadn't. I guess it must have been Anna. I didn't go to work. I didn't eat. I don't remember drinking any water, but I must have, and I must have slept a lot too. It turned out I needed Grace more than I thought I did, certainly more than she needed me. I was all alone that day, that night, and the day after too, right up until the evening. That's when she made her move. The windows were closed and the blinds were drawn. It must have been stuffy and hot in the apartment. I lay on the couch shivering. I held to my chest the sweater Grace had left. I was about to slip into uncomfortable sleep when the front door opened. My heart skipped a beat before the sight of the person coming in disappointed me. Hello? Jack? I stared at her. What's wrong? Stare. She tried to get me to talk, but I was not in a talking mood. Eventually, she found the letter on the table, pretended to find it. Oh, Jack. Oh, darling. Go away. You're hurt, I know. She's terrible, isn't she, to have hurt you so badly? She's... The sweater was soft against my skin. It smelled of her. I know she's awful. Let me help. She brought her hand near to my face. I turned my head away. I'm the one who can make you happy, you know. You won't have to remember that girl ever again. You won't want to, I promise. Her hand found my cheek. It had only been 2 days since I'd last seen Grace, had last touched her, but it was like I had already forgotten a person's warmth. I raised my hand to bat hers away, and I found that I couldn't do it. Instead, I put my hand on hers. I was close to tears. There were so many emotions in me that confused and overwhelmed me. But Anna was here, and she was whispering that she'd never leave. Anna lay next to me, soft and warm, both her arms wrapped around mine. In the morning, after the long, long night, Anna looked to me and asked me a question. I'm tired, aren't you? Uh-huh. I won't go to work today. I'll call in sick. What about you? I don't know. I won't go to work. I hadn't thought at all about work. It was so irrelevant. That's a good idea. Hey, I'm going to my apartment. I want to have a nice hot shower. Come with me? Sure, yes. My apartment had a perfectly working shower, of course, but I didn't want to be by myself. I was scared. After I'd had a shower at her place, Anna told me I could stay there a while. Until you feel better, she told me. What do you say? I said yes. And that's how it went. I don't feel shame for what I did. I know I should, but I don't. The problem is, I don't really feel like I did any of that. It's more like I was watching myself do those things, watching myself get tricked and cheat on Grace and live with that woman who's caused so much misery to so many people. I know I should be ashamed. It's a disgusting thing I did, and I can't take it back. I let myself be made into an animal. That one whole month is something I'd like to forget and to never remember, so I won't write about it or about anything more. I've written enough. I'm done. This journal has helped me a lot, but I don't need it anymore. This is then. It's goodbye. So goodbye, JF. I woke up and found the room dark. Incredibly dark. It didn't matter my eyes were open or closed, the images couldn't change. So we're on chapter 5 now. Something wasn't right. The air smelled different. Grace made a soft moaning sound in her sleep. She lay next to me. I reached down to make absolutely sure she was there. Jack? To hear her voice instead was like finding a snake in my bed. I almost fell over a nightstand. Are you okay? Bad dream? Stay. She touched me, skin against skin. I remembered where I was and why I was here. Better? Yeah, sorry about that. Good. I settled back onto my side of the bed. Anna ruffled my hair. You startled me. I didn't mean to. It's okay. I know you wouldn't do that. Because you love me. Dear Diary, it's all been worth it. All the years of waiting and hoping have been so worth it. I never expected it to go as well as it did. Now I feel so silly I ever worried. Grace is out of the picture. It was easy. She is so scared of everything. And Jack is all mine. I expected he would struggle a lot more. I'm so proud of him. Even in the terrible state he's in, no memories of us at all, he knew in his heart he should pick me over her. You're so cute, Jack, the way you're absolutely helpless without me. I'll pamper you a little more. I can do that. There's no hurry. There's no rush. We've reached our happy ending. I paced around Anna's bedroom. Step, step, step. Turn. Step, step, step. Turn. It wasn't a very large room, about the same size as mine, and step, 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 turn. It was dark, the curtains were drawn. But it would have been dark without them too. The alarm clock neon green digits, hovering in the dark, showed that it was 5:10 a.m. and that it was a Monday. Anna's bed sheets rustled. She mumbled something and sat up. Jack, why are you? I took in a deep breath. It helped me keep my voice from shaking as I answered. It's nothing. Go back to sleep. What is it? Something is wrong, isn't it? Tell me, I'll make it go away. No, please. It's stupid. Tell me. I stepped closer to the bed, banged my shin on its side, and sighed. It's Monday. Anna glanced over my shoulder at the alarm clock. Yep, it is. So? I have work. When I came back to an empty apartment, it was early Friday morning. I had missed work on Friday. I must be on thin ice already. I didn't even call in. And? Just don't go. But if I don't go today, they'll fire me for sure. So? What do you mean, so? This is serious. Don't be upset here. Anna got up lazily and kissed me, held me. We stood there a few moments in silence. There, doesn't it all seem better now? But I still... Uh-huh. No, sweetie, you stay in today. She pressed herself harder against me. I felt her softness. I could hardly feel anything else. You don't want to go to work, do you? I don't, but I mean I have to. You don't have to. It'll be fine. The world won't end. I was going to complain again, but she pressed a finger to my lips. You know what? An idea just came to me. If you move out of that awful apartment and come live with me instead, you won't have to work in that awful store anymore either. That sounds nice, doesn't it? It sounded so good. Anna understood me so well. But I wasn't sure of myself. I asked if it was really fine for me to stay here for good. Of course. I wouldn't want you anywhere else. Dear Diary, oh my God, oh goodness, how is this going so well? It never worked so well before, not with the patients I tried it on, even though they were terminal, even though they had no one to visit them. All of them kept being themselves right up to the end. But with Jack, I can do anything. He is like clay. I could change him into anyone, anything I want. How awful. He's so lucky that it's me doing this. Could you imagine someone else with this kind of responsibility? No, no. What am I saying? Nobody else could make him so willing to change. Me. Only me. He's only like this because he loves me so much. He's always loved me, even when he didn't realize it. And he'll always love me, and I'll always love him, and we'll be together forever. Forever. I'm so happy I could scream. Right now I'm only teasing him a little, but that's okay. We have all the time in the world. Unlike those other boys, he's not about to expire. All right then. Days went by, maybe a week. Jack. Come on, Jack. A laugh. If you don't let go of me, I can't go to work, you know. Then don't go. Stay here. Hey, one of us has to go. We need to live. I need you to live. That's very sweet, but I still have to go. I wouldn't budge. She ran her fingers through my hair like I liked that. If you get off me now, I promise I'll have a special surprise for you when I come back. Really? Really, I promise. Okay. I forced myself to let her go. After she went away, I lay back down on the bed. I waited for her to come back. I did nothing else. Anna's surprise was a big plastic bag. It was swollen, full of something. I looked at her, then at it, then at her again, and frowned. You'll see. Come, we need to go somewhere. Go outside? Yes. Isn't that exciting? I looked away. What, you don't want to? I held up a pillow in front of me. It was meant to act as a barrier. Oh, you big scaredy cat. Come on. She took my arm and pulled. I wouldn't go. Her grip was strong, or maybe I'd gotten weak, but I stayed in place. Huh? So you really don't want to go? Let's. How come we can't just stay here? Oh, sweetie, I don't want the apartment to burn down. She made me dress in outside clothes. They were rugged and cold. The outside was even more rugged and cold. The street was wet. It must have rained. The people there were giving me looks. They were looking at me like I was trash. Why? What had I done to them? What had I ever done to anyone? Oh, hey. Ease up a little, you'll hurt my hand. I'm sorry. That's okay. If you really don't feel like it, we can go back home right now. Really? Yes. But I know you can do this. So will you do it for me? Uh, I? Yeah, okay. Great. Thank you, Jack. You're so good to me. We walked for over 15 minutes. My feet hurt and my legs made clicking sounds. I hadn't really walked in over a week, but I didn't complain. We're almost there. Do you know where we are? I shook my head. Anna had led me somewhere I'd never been. Each street we passed was dirtier and grayer, and more abandoned than the last, and the people looked at us all the more meanly. I thought they were going to hurt us, but Anna wasn't afraid, so I did my best to be brave too. Whatever she had in the plastic bag, it wasn't heavy. The bag was so full it was almost the shape of a big ball, but it still swung so lightly. What do you think is in there? Anna had noticed me looking. I don't know. Want to guess? I didn't. I told her I didn't. I told her I couldn't think of anything. Oh, well, you'll see soon enough. Our destination, I saw 5 minutes later, was an empty street. A whole street, blocks and blocks of it, completely abandoned. The pavement was cracked, the buildings that still stood there were hollow, and everything was overgrown with weeds. It was more a jungle than a city street. It was ugly. I hated to even look at it. Isn't it so beautiful? Yeah. I'll show you the best spot here. It's my favorite. But it'll be our secret, okay? You can't tell anyone else. Okay. We passed through a tunnel-like opening set in a tall, wide building. Beyond it was a field of brown-yellow grass. It came up to my chest. Surrounding the grass were the sides of a large apartment building. This used to be its courtyard. The building was a mottled, ugly gray. It had most likely been a prettier color before it burned down. It had so many windows, none of which had glass in them. They gaped down at us, empty and dark. Anna's spot was a square patch of concrete in the middle of the overgrown courtyard. Once there, Anna handed me something from the plastic bag. It was a small gas canister and a box of matches. Then she emptied the rest of the bag on the concrete. When I saw the contents, my chest tightened and started to hurt. This, Anna, this is. On the ground were a few post-it notes, a pair of shoes, but mostly clothes. I had seen them before. They had belonged to someone I knew. Who? So this is interesting. How is he not remembering Grace already? Someone I had known an eternity ago, too long ago to remember. But I knew these things were important. You know what this is? Yes. I shouldn't. It's fine if you still recognize them. Completely fine. You're not mad? I'm not mad. Oh, give me that. Anna grabbed the gas canister from my hands. She poured the gas out onto the clothes and shoes and post-it notes, down to the last drop. Then she tossed the canister aside and stepped away. The canister made a tiny, empty sound as it hit the concrete. Tunk, tunk. After that, there was silence. Anna, should I? What do you think you should do? Are you really not mad? Do what you think you need to do, Jack. And do it quick. It's growing dark, and I didn't bring a flashlight. So I did what I thought I needed to do. I lit a match. It took me 3 tries to get it right because of my clumsy fingers. Cradling the little fire with my hands, I brought it over her things. They were wet and stank of gasoline. I held the lit match above them. Why are you hesitating? Don't you want to do this? I don't know. I needed to do what Anna wanted me to do, but the thought of doing it made me want to lie down and cry. I couldn't explain why those things were so dear to me. They just were. The flame had almost reached my fingers. Anna, I don't think... Do it. I dropped the match. The little fire touched gasoline and bloomed. The sudden heat made me step back. Those things, those shoes and clothes and little yellow notes were already crackling and turning into charcoal. Anna stood by me. I waited for her to scold me, but she didn't. She put her hand in mine, our fingers interlocked. You did well. I did? Yes. When it came down to it, you did what you should. I'm proud of you. A warmth filled my chest. My worry for those scattered pieces of nothing on the ground faded away. I was with the love of my life, and she loved me and was proud of me. How could I care about some... I couldn't even remember what it had been anymore. Old clothes? Whatever. Anna giggled. Ha ha ha. So she's cackling quite manically. It made me so glad to see Anna happy. I pulled her closer. After a good minute of laughing, she sighed as if spent and looked up at me. Wasn't that fun? Yep. The things on the ground had already gone out. They were black and unrecognizable. Let's go back home. Okay, Anna. Haha, you're so happy, aren't you? And why wouldn't you be? I'm happy too. The happiest I've ever been. Me too. The happiest I've ever been. Really? Yep. Thank you, Jack. That means the world to me. We went away hand in hand. But before we walked out into the grass again, I looked back one last time at the things I had burned. Something moved at the edge of my vision, up in one of the glassless windows. I looked again, but it was gone. This place is dangerous. Are there people here? You know what? There just might be. Bad people. We should get home as soon as we can. Yes, home. Where it's safe. I hope she had a good look at us burning all that trash of hers. At Jack burning it. Okay, so I guess it was Grace watching them. God, I'm so proud of him it hurts. I can't believe I miscalculated, though. I thought Grace was gone for good. But then there she was in our hallway, asking where Jack was and what I had done with him. All this while Jack was right on the other side of the door. Can you imagine what would have happened if I wasn't there? She would have knocked on the door or rung the doorbell, and she would have probably called out too. It would have scared Jack so badly, I can't bear to think about it. Thankfully, I wasn't wrong about everything to do with her. She hasn't called the police. I knew she wouldn't. I just didn't think she'd come back at all. She was still as scared as a little lamb. Her hand shook while she demanded I tell her what happened to Jack. He can't be in there, can he? She stepped forward, but when I put myself between the door and her, she backed off again. I wonder how she didn't pee herself, she was so scared. Jack doesn't want to see you. What are you doing to him? No one's seen him since I went away. It's like he disappeared. He's been here the whole time. God, what are you doing to him? Be quiet. She was making so much noise. I put a hand on her shoulder. I had to see if she had the guts to slap it away. She just stood there. Jack is perfectly fine. He's happy and he doesn't want to see you again. I know he probably hates me now, but at least let me see him. I have to at least see him again. So annoying. Loneliness has made her desperate, unpleasant. That's what being by yourself does. Look at Jack. Dear Jack. We've only been together again for a short while and he's already such a sweetheart, and he's so was so prickly before. If you see him now, he'll tell you he hates you. Do you really want that? No, I don't want that, but then go away. It's as simple as that, don't you think? Even someone like you should understand. Why are you so... I thought we were... She swallowed hard. I have to see him. Anna, please. Being alone made you into real trouble, you know that? What? Or did it? Were you lonely after all? It really makes me wonder. With how little money you took with you, I was sure you'd be living on the streets. But you're clean. You don't smell more than usual. I'm living with a friend. What does it matter? That's a lie. You don't have any friends. Grace gritted her teeth and glared at me. She wanted to run away in shame. She's so simple, so obvious, but she couldn't leave with Jack so close. So where are you staying? I'm not. Is it that wrinkly old man you worked with? It's nothing like that. I'm living with Don, but that's it. Oh, aren't you? Then how are you paying back his hospitality? You don't have any money. You quit your job too, I checked. I'm not paying back anything. Don't be shy. It's a good thing I separated her and Jack when I did. Any more of this girl's influence and who knows what could have happened. She tried to shove past me, but I had a little surprise in my pocket. Anna, that's... Yep. So don't you dare touch me again. I might do something bad. I pressed the knife against the side of her neck. I drew blood. I couldn't help myself. But it wasn't a lot. I'm not going to kill someone out in the open like that. I'm not stupid. Grace stood petrified. You can't do this. You'll call the cops? No, you won't. They won't believe you. They never do. Right? She didn't lash out for once. She must have finally realized how useless it was to try. So she shuffled away. I waved her off. It's only polite. She didn't even look back. But then she kept following me around even after that. What a stalker. So I had Jack burn her things. I know she was watching. It was beautiful. Now she'll back off for good. I'm back. Welcome back. Hey, easy, you'll trip. The moment she touched me, those long hours of waiting were painted over by warmth. It made me so happy. Something smells good. Is it dinner? Yes. Oh, you remembered. I'm so glad. I'd made a casserole. Anna set the table and I served it. That was really tasty, Jack. Thank you. I wasn't happy with the meal. It was tasteless and the meat was tough, but Anna said she liked it. She was so kind. I wish I could help more. What do you mean? With money, I guess. I was being serious, but she laughed. That made me feel a bit stupid. Oh, Jack, money's no problem at all. I told you already I've got a lot saved up, and the rent here is nothing. Oh, okay. Anna hummed contentedly. A minute later, she stopped. There is something you can do, actually. Really? Yes, really. But I'm not sure you'd be up to it. Anything. I'll do anything for you. Okay, then. What is it? How can I help? Wait until before bedtime, okay? I nodded. When I heard what she wanted me to do, I didn't take it well. I was angry, furious. I felt betrayed. You want me to? Yes, I do. But no. You said I'd never have to remember anything. You promised. I got up from the bed and started pacing from wall to wall, never looking at Anna. What she'd said hurt. How could you lie like that? Please don't hate me. I was shivering with anger. I thought I might faint. But I didn't hate her. I couldn't. So I stopped walking and faced her. I know I said what I said, but this is important. Don't you believe me? There was only one thing I could say. Yeah, I believe you. Thank you, Jack. I love you. I love you too. And I'm sorry. Don't. Don't say you're... Hearing Anna say she was sorry was for some reason like a punch to the gut. It tugged at my memory. She always said, I know, but that's not what I'm telling you to remember. You must never remember that woman. Forget all you have left of her. Then what I want you to recall goes much, much further back. It won't be easy, but when you do, when you remember, our love will be the deepest it's ever been. Don't you want that? I do. I love you. I want that. I want to love you even more. Tell me what I should remember. Anna embraced me with happy tears in her eyes, but she wouldn't tell me what I needed to remember. She said it would be pointless if she told me. I had to remember it all by myself. Anna ordered me to sit down in front of the alarm clock every day for at least an hour. I was to do this while she was at work. I was to have my eyes closed. I was to try digging back in my memories. Far, far back. I did as ordered, but the first time I tried, the very next day, it was all so foggy in my mind that I couldn't even start. Thinking felt slow. It was like walking through molasses. I only made myself tired. Before I fell asleep sitting up, one last thought came to me. Was thinking always so hard? The second time, too, I gave up right away. I couldn't do it, but I had promised Anna. The next day I tried harder. My head hurt, and I felt like I was groping in the dark, scared and all alone. But I did it. I had promised Anna. I waited further in. A flash of a smile made my chest hurt, but I kept going. For love. Huh? Which one did I love? Which one did I hate? Things didn't used to be like this, did they? This feels wrong. Something went terribly wrong. I need to make sense of it. Days later, while going back in my memory, I reached a wall. A dam. I felt I shouldn't try to climb over it, so I didn't. There were things out there I didn't want to see. So I went back to the puddle I'd been searching through. It was a stew of love and fear and hate, given and taken seemingly at random. It was a mess. But it was a mess in my head. I would make it make sense. Jack. Yes, Anna? I'm going to work. Aren't you going to say bye? Oh, bye, Anna. And a goodbye kiss? Anna placed a hand on my forehead. Are you okay? You might have a fever. I can give you something for that. I smiled. I'm okay. It's just... What is it, trouble? You can tell me anything. Do you know that sandwich shop? Which one? Next to the store? I nodded. You want a sandwich from there? Yeah, if that's okay. Oh, sorry guys, I clicked on that. Well, there's always a huge line there. Please, Anna? It would mean a lot to me. Oh, how can I resist? Of course, darling, I'll get you anything. What kind of sandwich do you want? Anything you pick. I'll get you something light. You're not getting much exercise. I don't want you to get fat. Is that all right? Yep. Great. And don't forget your remembering session. You've been doing those, right? Yeah. And? I frowned and shook my head. Nothing yet? Oh well, it's not even been 2 weeks yet. You'll get there soon, I'm sure you will. Yeah, I will. Anna pinched my cheek, kissed me again, and left. And I went and threw up. Oh God. I brushed my teeth and washed my mouth 3 times over. I can't. I can't go on like this. I couldn't keep living here. I waited 10 minutes until I was sure Anna was gone. Then I pulled back the heavy curtains. Down the street there was a single person looking sad and abandoned. I waved at her. She looked up, nodded, and walked into the building. Hi, Jack. I was so happy to see her I wanted to cry. Oh, Grace. We'd started seeing each other in secret 5 days ago. I knew how long exactly. I had started counting the days again. That big cloud of confusion in my brain was gone. I wasn't Anna's dog anymore. It was Anna's own fault. What else could she expect having me dig around in the past like that? But it was scary how close I'd come to letting go. If things were a bit different, I might have kept on being a half-mute idiot forever, and I never would have let Grace inside. When I first heard Grace's voice again, I thought I'd finally snapped. I thought I was hallucinating. But I opened the door, and there she was. Grace? Grace, I'm so happy to see you. After your message, I thought I'd never. Don't say that. Don't say anything just for a minute. We put our arms around each other. We'd only been apart for a few weeks, but so many things had happened that it felt like years. I knew it. You don't hate me. I didn't know what she was talking about, and I didn't really care. Only one thing mattered right now. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I'd been working up the courage to leave ever since I'd become myself again. As stupid as it seemed, I was afraid of going outside. But with Grace here, I could leave. I could do anything. We can't, huh? You're not going to leave here. Not yet. Why not? Do you have any idea what it's like for me in here? I can't imagine, Jack, and I'm so sorry I didn't believe you. You knew how dangerous Anna was right from the start. That's all the more reason to get the hell away. I told you, not yet. This isn't something we can run away from. I so wish we could just pack up and leave, but Anna is going to follow us wherever we go. I stomped on the ground like an angry child. Grace was right. Anna had followed me here. If we left now, she'd do it again. We have to report her to the... No, Jack, no police. They'd trust her first 1,000,000 times over. I guess they would. Besides, I wasn't even sure she'd done anything actually illegal. But what then? What do we do? I don't know. Why is this happening to us? Even as we talked, we kept our ears to the hallway. Though we both knew Anna was at work, the slightest echo of footsteps was enough to make us jump. Why can't she just leave us alone? What does she even want from you? I think I might have a clue. I told Grace about how Anna was trying to make me remember stuff from years ago. But it was so long ago. Anything could have made her obsessed with me. Jack. What? I'm sorry to say this. I know you always hated it when I did. What is it? I had a good feeling what she'd say. I didn't like it. You really do have to remember. I pinched the bridge of my nose. This was a big headache coming on, right behind the eyes. I know. We can't win against her like this. Not when she knows so much more than we do. I know, all right. Do you think you can do it? I don't want to do it, but I think I can. I've never tried. Not seriously. Not since those first few days. Good, please do try. And thank you for not giving in, Jack. I know it must be hard. Do you need anything from outside? I could sneak something in. I don't have a lot, but... No, I don't need anything. Anna keeps me well fed. I put as much contempt as I could into those words. Are you doing all right, though? You don't have any money, do you? I think Anna's got some stash somewhere around here. Grace refused. We can't risk her noticing. And besides, I'm doing okay. I'm staying with a friend. They're a big help. Oh. All right, then. So she'd landed on her feet. It made me happy to hear that. I'll be going now, Jack. What, already? Anna won't be home for hours. She's not supposed to. We've got to be careful. And being here at all is making me so nervous I could die. You're right. Besides, we'll have plenty of time to spend together once this is over. Yeah. Just us two. We looked at each other lovingly. Then a door slammed shut somewhere in the building. I really need to go. Bye, Jack. Bye, Grace. I love you. I'd wonder if it was still okay for me to tell Grace I loved her, but the words went and said themselves. Grace stood on her tippy toes to kiss me on the cheek. I love you too. Locking the door after her was one of the most difficult things I'd ever done, but seeing her had given me the courage I needed. I felt I could do anything. And now here we're 5 days later, 2 secret meetings later. I couldn't go on. Grace, I'm sorry. You can't stay here anymore? I really can't. I'm at my limit. No, I'm way past my limit. I'm surprised I've still got it together. Oh, I'm so sorry. Have you made any progress? It was an echo of Anna's constant questioning. But Grace wasn't doing it on purpose, I told myself. I kept my anger in check. No, nothing. I can't remember anything from that time. It's like one big blind spot. I can't do it. It's hopeless. If you say it's really hopeless, then I guess it's no use at all. You said the same thing last time too, but I still made you try. It's my fault you're in so much pain. It's not your fault. It's hers. I heaved a sigh. I need to pack a few things. Wait here, I'll be ready in 5. That's a no again. What? You can't mean... I want you to stay here, Jack. There's no way I can. Just a little bit more, I promise. She came up to me and felt my upper arms. You're so thin now, but you could still hold her down, right? A chill went over me. What do you mean? Aren't we running away? We can't run away. She'll find us again, and then what? I can't live like that, always afraid. I'm sure you can't either. So you're going to... She couldn't mean... Grace whispered a yes. No. It's wrong, plain wrong. Yeah, it is. But what else is there to do? She's backed us into a corner. It's practically self-defense. I guess if you look at it that way. No, absolutely not. My head pounded at the temples. I'm so happy you agree. I so wish we could do it today, but I need to prepare. Can you stand being here until tomorrow evening? Yeah. Perfect, thank you. Tomorrow Anna has a morning shift and she'll be back by early afternoon. Let's go for 6 o'clock. Okay? Okay. 6 o'clock. Please have her immobilized by then. Immobilized how? I was already swept up in this plan. I didn't think twice about what Grace said anymore. The more immobilized, the better. If you just sat on her, that'd be all right, I guess, but tying her down would be a big help. And if you could knock her out, that would be amazing. I'll see what I can do. All right, so it sounds like they're planning her murder. Thank you. I'll be outside in the hallway. When she's all tied up or passed out or whatever, shut out so I know it's safe, okay? All right. And then what will you do then? To answer, Grace took a small knife out of her pocket. She turned it in her hand a few times. Only then did I realize the full weight of what she would do, and only then did I realize how she didn't seem bothered by it. Grace, what happened? What do you mean? This isn't like you. The Grace I know. I hesitated. What did Anna do to you? Grace's good mood seemed to evaporate. She pressed her face against my chest. She did a lot. I felt like I was dirt, and I promised myself that would never happen again. The knife was still in her hand. It looked so sharp. She took you from me, too. That's the one thing I really can't forgive. Imagine how happy we'd be if she never existed. I put my arms around her. I get it. Then let me do it. Give me the knife. I don't want to see you do this. Maybe I'll be able to work something out, I thought. Maybe it won't have to lead to bloodshed. I hated the sight of blood. I'm sorry, Jack. This is something I have to do. No, it's not just that. The truth is, I want to do it myself. It's like nothing will ever feel right again if I don't do it. Grace put a hand on my chin. I leaned in closer, but she stopped me before we kissed. I love you, Jack. I love you too. Her skin felt hot. She was giving off heat like a furnace. Are you scared? Yeah. Please don't be. One day we'll look back on this and laugh. I wake up with a bitter taste in my mouth. One day we'll look back and laugh. I'm sure as hell not laughing now. That's a good thought to have. What the? Oh, it's you. Don't sneak up on me like that, Christ. You should laugh as much as you can, you know. It helps reduce stress. It's hard to find things funny with you around. Do you have to come here so often? I see more than enough of you in my dreams. That long, shameful month I spent with her keeps coming to me while I sleep. It's souring my mood. I can't even pretend around Anna anymore. Maybe I should write about this in my journal after all. No, screw that. It'd be too embarrassing to write down. Jack, that's so sweet. Huh? What is? So you dream about me? I have dreams about you too, every night. Yeah, but mine are nightmares. Looks like someone's cranky from having just woken up. You better not be so rude to your doctor, though. He's not as nice as I am. He might kick you out if you misbehave. I've seen him do that. That's fine. I might be happier out on the street. The doctor comes along soon enough. He has good news for me, he says. It looks good, Mr. Friday, far better than before. Your blood pressure's fine, and the other things too. That's great news, doctor. My attention is split between what he's saying and what I see in his coat pocket. It's glinting. Is it a pen? No, it's not a pen, it's something else. My heart beats faster. Thankfully, I still remember to ask an important question. So, when can I leave? Yeah, when are you going to release me? The doctor scratches his head, then counts on his fingers. Wednesday next week. Next week? Yes. Wow, thanks, doctor. You're welcome. It's way earlier than I expected. I'd prepared myself for being here for a few more weeks. Thank you so much. Here. I put out a hand for him to shake. After a second, he takes it. I pull him closer and he stumbles, nearly sprawling across my bed. It's a very sloppy handshake. Sorry, doctor. My bad. He coughs. It's fine. You really helped me. A lot. All in a day's work. So yes, next week. And then you've got rehab. Rehab, Doc? Oh, yes. After you leave here, it's straight to the physical rehab facility for you. We don't have an inpatient facility here, but there is a great one on the other side of town. I'm sending you there. I'm not going home? No, of course not. You'd end up hurting yourself or with a limp. Is that what you want? No, that won't do. That won't do at all. He jots down some notes. Wednesday, that's in 4 days. The nurses have been exercising you, right? They what? Huh? Exercising me? They haven't? He turns to Anna. What's this about, nurse? Excuse me? You should have been giving him some mild exercise. Well? You never told us that, doctor. Can't you tell by yourself? The doctor starts mumbling to himself while making more notes. Christ, I really have to do everything here, don't I? No, that's fine. Not like you're paid to do these things or anything. And how long will I stay there, doctor? He raises his hands as if giving up on me. It's always that with you, isn't it? Look, how long you'll stay at the facility is up to the people there. I can't tell you that. But don't hold your breath. I let out a laugh. Man, you're really going to milk me dry, aren't you? I bet you've got to deal with the people over there, doctor. Don't you know that I'm poor as hell? He makes a grave face. The thought never crossed my mind. I live only to help people like yourself, Mr. Friday, so I don't appreciate hearing such accusations. I'd like you to be more careful about what you say. Understood? Understood. Good. And he rushes off, leather shoes creaking. Well then. Anna grabs hold of my right leg, the one that isn't broken. Hey, what do you think you're doing? It's exercise. You remember what the doctor said, didn't you? Right. Well, I suppose it's fine. She brings my knee up to my chest. The joints in my leg pop. It's stiff. I haven't used it in a long time. How is it? Any pain? No. A little sore, but it doesn't hurt. Okay. She brings my leg back down. I'll keep going then, if you don't mind. Keep going as you please. She repeats the whole motion, ever so gently. If this will help me start walking faster, I'm fine with it. Her hands are on me. When she helps me fold my leg up, her neck is so close I could. How do you feel about what the doctor said? What did he say? That I'm out of here by next week. I whisper so the other patients can't hear. How does that make you feel? Are you angry? Anna's smile doesn't break, but her fingers press against me more forcefully. I'm not angry, of course. It's nice that you're getting better. Oh, yeah? And I'll still visit you at the facility. I'm sure you will. Oh, but what if they are very strict about visiting hours? That'd be a bummer, wouldn't it? For the first time in so long, I feel like I have the upper hand. It's going to my head. And who knows, maybe I'll tell them I don't want any visitors. To focus on your recovery? Yeah, of course. That's good. I want you healthy, darling. She stops exercising me mid-motion. I can't wait. How long do you think I waited before? I'm a patient girl. Her fingers find their way up my inner leg. I can't wait. No, I can wait, no problem. Because after this is done, you'll be mine again. All mine. Forever. I grab her by the wrist, my fingernails dig into her skin. Ouch. You're hurting me. Shut up. How come? What makes you so... I'm never living with you again, you know that? Oh, sweetie, you'll do as I say. Of course. You still have Grace. Well, yes, that's one reason. But there's one much dearer to my heart. Do you know what that is? I glare back. It's that you love me. I don't. You do. You love me even if you don't know you love me. Deep down, you love me more than anything in the world, just like I love you. But you've spent so long living all these lies that you've started believing them yourself. Don't worry, though. I'll help you remember all over again. She finally lets go of me. Get plenty of rest. You have a lot ahead of you. She goes away, leaving me to myself and to my broken body. That night, I dream of how I got to be like this. Chapter 7, Not a Pretty Sight. The evening of the day Grace told me we would kill Anna together, I worried so much that I got a fever. Goodness, I was laying down on the bed. Anna put a cold, wet towel over my forehead. I did think you had a bit of a fever, but you said you were fine when I left. I mumbled something. I might have been trying to tell her to stay away. It was seeing Anna, thinking about what we'd do to her, that had scared me so much that it made me sick. I was weak. I can't understand what you're saying. Whatever it is, you can tell me later. For now, just rest. My thermometer reading made her frown. If this goes up any more, I'm taking you to the hospital. I croaked out and that was fine. Oh, sweetie, you will be fine, but only if you do as I say. Try to get some sleep. I'll get you some medicine and a nice cup of ginger root tea. Thanks. I managed to sleep for the next hour, though I'd wake up constantly. After that, I took a shower. The water was so cold on my skin it hurt, but Anna had warned me not to set it too hot, so I didn't. I put on a fresh set of clothes, then I lay down on the clean sheets Anna laid out. Within 10 minutes, everything was clammy with sweat again. Anna didn't blame me. She didn't have a bad word to say, didn't even sigh, though I know she was tired. She was a saint. She was being so kind to me, and I was going to help kill her. There must be, I thought, some other way. I couldn't let this end in violence. I just couldn't. So my fever-numb brain came up with the best plan I could. I don't know, Jack. Are you sure? Yes, I feel so much better now. I can take a day off. It'll probably be fine. I'll be okay. See? I handed her the thermometer. It was a mercury thermometer, and I had carefully let it reach only a near fever point. I didn't lie when I said I felt better, but I did still have a fever. Well, all right then. Please stay safe and call if there's any problems. Anything at all, okay? Okay. She left, and I got to work. There was a trace of my past somewhere in the apartment. There had to be. I didn't know where it was or what it would look like, but I hoped that Anna had brought something with her here. I was going to find it. Then I'd confront Anna with it, and whatever happened after that, I wasn't going to let anyone get killed. I really should have done this before, I thought. It would have saved me a lot of grief. But it was no use thinking about what could have been, so I searched. I didn't have to search long. I found what I was looking for in Anna's nightstand, in the top drawer. It was the only thing there. Anna had come to trust me so much that she hadn't bothered hiding it, or she'd wanted me to find it. When I saw it, I didn't think it was the clue I was looking for. It was a picture book. A badly made one, too. Thick pieces of paper stapled together, the drawings smeared on with crayons. I read it on a whim. I was curious. By the last page, I wasn't curious anymore. This wasn't a picture book. It was a confession. The little wolf. There once was a little wolf. It had a mommy wolf and a daddy wolf, but mommy wolf and daddy wolf didn't love the little wolf. Why is that? They didn't love it and they didn't love each other and they fought and fought and fought. And then one day something happened and the little wolf was all by itself. But the little wolf didn't stay alone for long. One day a family of sheep took it in. There was a mommy sheep, a daddy sheep, and a little lamb, and the big dog named Buddy. They were a happy family, but they didn't like wolves. Daddy Sheep said to the little wolf, wolves should all be locked away, and he also said, you are lucky to be alive. They did not know that the little wolf was a wolf. That didn't make sense. So the little wolf played along, and it went ba ba like a sheep, and ate grass like a sheep, and for a while it was happy. But it wasn't happy for long. The little wolf was a wolf. It was hungry. It needed to hunt. It knew how to hunt, too. It had seen Daddy Wolf hunt. It had seen him do all kinds of things. The first thing that the little wolf hunted was the big dog named Buddy. Mommy sheep and Daddy sheep were really scared. Oh no, they said. There are wolves around. We should be careful. They didn't know the little wolf had done it, but the little lamb did know. The little lamb didn't like the little wolf. The little wolf was afraid. The little lamb was going to tell Mommy sheep and Daddy sheep everything. And it did tell them, but the sheep didn't believe the little lamb. They didn't believe one word. Why is that? And days passed, and weeks passed, and the little wolf was hungry again. Very hungry. And so one night it went to Mommy sheep and Daddy sheep's room. It ripped them open while they were sleeping. It got their blood all over itself. And then the little wolf went to the little lamb. The little lamb was awake. The little lamb had heard the noise of its parents being hunted. It saw the blood and it smelled the blood too. The little wolf came closer. And as the little wolf came closer, it saw that the little lamb was not a lamb at all. It was a wolf, just like the little wolf. It had been hiding here with all those sheep. Maybe it did not even know that it was a wolf. The little wolf did not kill it. The little wolf could not hunt one of its own. So the little wolf went away, but before it left, the little wolf promised they would meet again. They would be two wolves in a world of sheep. I found it hard to stand back up. This is what you wanted me to remember? This psycho had taken everything from me, had almost done so a second time. And for what? I swear. I spoke aloud. I imagined my family there with me. The family she'd taken. I swear all. I'd what? Not even killing her seemed enough anymore. Or maybe it would be enough, as long as we made it hurt. Where am I? I stirred, only slightly awakening, dazed, not knowing if what I'm feeling around me is a dream, delusion, or reality. I'm sitting up, but I am not sitting still. There is rumbling underneath me. There is wind in my face. Somehow through all this, I sense that it's nighttime. I try to speak. My limp mouth only manages a rasping breath. Oh, awake already? Tisk tisk, that won't do. A familiar bee sting of pain pinches the back of my neck. I feel myself sinking. Then I feel nothing. So she must be drugging him. I am gone. No more rumbling, no more wind in my face, no more me. By the time Anna came home, I had been stewing in my hate for hours. My hate for her had become a living thing, eating away at me. I'm back. Jack, hello? I tried to say hi back, but I couldn't. If I said anything at all, the hate would come spilling out of me, and it wasn't time yet. Where are you, Jack? Anna sounded worried. This made me happy. I couldn't fake it anymore. If she saw me, she would know. I ran to the bathroom, slammed the door shut, and locked it. I'll be here, I thought. Until it's time, I'll stay here. If I see her, I'll lose my mind. Anna's footsteps came pattering over to where I was. Sweetie, are you okay? She tried the handle, found it locked. You're still sick? Oh, I knew I shouldn't have gone to work. There was a pause, then she tried again to open the door. Hey, at least say something, you're scaring me. Jack, can you hear me? I'm fine. A sigh of relief. Oh, good. Let me in now, darling. No. I'm staying here for a while. Please open the door, Jack. You don't sound all that good. You sound like you're in pain. I said I'm fine. There came another long moment of silence. Please tell me what's wrong. This time I didn't answer. I lay down on the cold, tiled floor. I would stay like this until I felt it was about 6 o'clock. It's not like I had a clock in here with me, but it was better to guess than to go out now. Jack? Go away. She walked away, and I thought that was it. But I heard her come back a minute later. I'm coming in, Jack. Stand back from the door. The hell are you? Something large and heavy struck the door. Stop it. It struck again, and then once more. The flimsy wooden door was starting to cave in at the handle. Any more, and it would splinter. Anna, stop. There was a dull thud as she let something heavy drop to the floor. Ha ha, come out then. I hesitated. All right, she grunted as she picked her tool back up again. No, wait. Stop, I'm coming out. The door handle was smashed so badly it almost refused to open. Oh, Jack. Anna dropped what turned out to be a sledgehammer, dropped it next to her purse, which was on the floor. She all but jumped on me with open arms. Don't do that to me again. I backed off away from her. Something is wrong, I can feel it. What happened, Jack? Nothing happened. Is it your... She went to feel my temperature with her hand, but I slapped it away. Don't touch me. My words stunned her for a second. And we were making such great progress. What went wrong? You know what went wrong. You know damn well. Everything's been wrong ever since the beginning. You're not making any sense, Jack. For now, just calm down. It's going to be all right. No, stay away from me. My back touched a wall. I stumbled. Anna bent down as if to tie her shoelaces. I saw her hand go into her purse. Then she leapt. She was on me before I could react. I thought she'd stab me with something, gut me, then and there. Instead, she wrapped her arms around me and put her lips to mine. I tried to pry her off, but she coiled herself around my body like a snake. I couldn't find... Purchase? I panicked. I tried to put my hands between us and rip her off me, but Anna wouldn't budge. I felt powerless. I couldn't even scream. I tried to, but was too muffled for anyone to hear. Then in a moment of luck, I managed to stumble around, Anna still on me, until she was the one with her back to the wall. I half ran, half fell into the wall. Anna took the brunt of the impact. Ha ha ha. That hurt. She was down on her knees, rubbing the back of her head with her left hand. My lips pulsed with pain, felt raw. I touched them, and my hand came back bloody. I realized very late that there had been another flash of pain during our struggle, a feeling like someone had pinched me very strongly on my left shoulder. I looked at the spot and found nothing there. Anna, what was... Anna looked at me, smiled, and opened up her right hand. It took me a few seconds to see what she was holding there. My eyes were having trouble focusing. Oh, a syringe. An empty syringe. That sure was tricky. What was? What did you drug me with? She waved the question away like it was no concern of mine. Something to help you go into a nice long sleep. Isn't that nice? Then we can begin your re-education. Your re-education. I took a step towards her. My legs felt heavy. Was it just me, or was it already getting hard to move? I'll never go through that again. You hear? I grabbed at her, but my hand struck the wall instead, almost a second after Anna had moved out of the way. Easy now. She put a hand on my shoulder. Just what are you trying to do? I twisted around to get at her, but it was like moving underwater. Oh, please don't do this, Jack. You're making it too fun to tease you. I won't be able to hold back. I stumbled down, just barely catching myself before my head hit the floor. My eyes wandering up to the ceiling. My limbs were lead. I felt I could not move. There you go. Help. I was a fly. Help. Trapped in a spider's web. Honestly, what are you doing? Help. With no way out. Stop that. Help! The neighbors will think we're weird. I went to shout again, but something caught in my throat, and instead I nearly coughed my lungs out on the floor. Are you all tuckered out now, sweetie? Goodness, you really had some fight in you. You're pretty scary. Next time, I'll definitely... what's that? I heard it then, too. The front door handle rattled, then someone banged on it twice. Ah. Anna laughed. I think I know who this is. And it dawned on me, too. I tried to shout again, but I was still coughing. Anna went to the front door on tiptoes and checked the peephole. She had to put a hand over her mouth to stop herself from giggling. To me, she mouthed the words, "Guess who?" I knew who. She was here early, and I'd failed her. Anna waited until the banging started again. In a single fluid motion, she unlocked the door, opened it, and stood back. Ah! Grace stumbled in, her toothpick of a knife in hand. Gray. Jack. What? Anna was a blur. She elbowed Grace in the stomach, then jumped back as if expecting Grace to slash at her. Grace did nothing of the sort. Her knife slipped from her hand. She fell down right after it. Huh? That's it? Really? After closing and locking the door again, Anna stepped closer, fearless now. She kicked Grace in the ribs. Gah. You invade someone's home and this is all you can do? Someone's precious home? Please stop. I'm sorry. Anna sighed. You're hopeless. She went to her purse and rummaged through it. I knew you had your hand in this. You're the only one who can corrupt my Jack this way. Well, no more. Anna brought back another syringe, this one still filled with a clear liquid. This is a Jack dose. Try not to die, okay? Stop. Stop that. I had managed to stand back up. I wasn't going to let this freak hurt Grace. Leave her alone. Do what? I looked again. It had already been done. The syringe was empty. I'd been too slow. Sit down and be a good patient boy again, while I decide what I'll do with this girl. Anna wandered off into another room. She shouted from there. Do we have any rope, Jack? I'm sure I bought some. I rushed to where Grace was on the floor. She wasn't squirming in pain anymore. Instead, she was lying incredibly still. For a second, I thought she was dead, and my heart sank. But she was still alive. She was breathing quick, shallow breaths. Her eyes were closed but fluttering. I needed to get her to a doctor. I looked up at the entrance. By some miracle, Anna had left the key in the door. What about duct tape, Jack? Hey, Jack. I managed to turn the key in the lock, even in the state I was in. I turned back to Grace. Though she probably couldn't hear me, I had to tell her something. Grace, I'll go get help. I'll be back soon. I couldn't carry her out. I was on the verge of collapsing on my own. The best I could do was get someone down on the street to help me. I turned the handle using both hands. The door wouldn't open. What the? Oh no. The door was bolted shut. Anna must have added the bolt lock on her own. Mine and Grace's apartment didn't have one. I tried to unlock it, but my fingers wouldn't move like I wanted them to. I tried and tried again. At best, I managed to get my nails caught on the bolt, almost ripping them off. I nearly cried from frustration. Damn it, damn it, damn it. On the verge of giving up and letting go, I looked around the small apartment and found my means of escape. Ugh, I'll either have to use my really nice cuffs on her or go to the... Jack? Where are... Anna had seen me hanging out the window, legs first. She ran over to me. I slid further back. Jack, you'll fall. Yeah. It was a miracle I'd managed to slide back the curtains and open the window with my useless hands. Stay away from me. I was holding on the windowsill with open palms and I was slipping. No, you'll hurt yourself. Take my hand. I glanced at the street below. When I'd gone to climb out, it didn't look like much of a drop. This was only the second floor after all. Now I wasn't so sure. There was so much empty space between me and the hard concrete. Take my hand, Jack. If I landed, well, though I'd be fine. Probably. What are you waiting for? Anna grabbed my wrist. Bye. My hands let go. I was not connected to anything. I floated. The impact knocked the wind right out of me. There wasn't much pain, but I knew I'd landed badly. I looked down at my body. My leg was a shape no leg should be. I come back to consciousness, gasping for air. I look at my leg. There's a blanket over it. I push the blanket aside. My leg is there, in a cast. It's ramrod straight. The sight calms me. Only then do I realize that I'm not in my hospital bed. I am in a wheelchair, in an abandoned place. So we're on chapter 18 now. All right. It's cold. Good morning, sleepyhead. Anna is there with a large sack of who knows what at her feet. I wait until my breath is back before speaking. Of course you're here. Has there ever been a bad moment in my life without you? She says nothing, only smiles. I look around. So you kidnapped me. The hospital will find you. No, no, no. I didn't kidnap you, dear. You were discharged. I did all the paperwork and everything. You got out a little early. I'm sure that makes you glad. But you were sleeping, so I had to sign for you as well. The doctor didn't mind much, though. He even let me cancel your rehab facility stay. So nobody is looking for me. This is it. She has me where she wants me. She's won. Or at least that's what I want her to think. I slip my thumb under my cast and smile. It's still there, right where I put it. Why did you bring me here, Anna? And where is here? You mean you don't recognize it? Take a look outside. I look out the busted windows. We are fairly high up. On the ground below us is a sea of tall grass. In the middle of the grass is a square of dark concrete. This is where you showed your love to me, by burning everything that reminded you of that girl. Tell me where she is now. Oh, I was surprised how nonchalant you were about this. Anna kicks the bag at her feet and it whines. Oh God, it isn't a bag, it's Grace, bound and gagged. Untie her. Can't you see she's hurt? She's not hurt. She's fine, see? Anna removes the rag she'd stuffed in Grace's mouth. I gave her water and kept her fed and everything. Well, most of the time. But I tell you what, she used to be a real handful. Grace only stares blankly. Let Grace go, you monster. Take those cuffs off. Grace's arms are cuffed behind her back. Her legs are cuffed together. She's mumbling something now. Let her go yourself. I'll give you the key. Anna dangles the key in my face. It's never that easy with you. What do you want? Are you serious? Are you actually serious? You're asking me what I want, Jack? I want the same gosh darn thing I've been telling you all this time. I want you to remember us. Well, I remember. You do? My feelings came pouring out of me. I've kept them bottled up for so long. Yes, I do. You killed my family, my father, my mother, and even my dog. There. Are you happy, you sick freak? I saw your little picture book. That's how you have fun, is it? Reminiscing? Is that why you want me to remember too, huh? So you can see me scream and beg for my life? I'm not begging for anything. I take out the scalpel I stole from the doctor and hid under my cast. If you come any closer, I'll gut you, I swear. Now let Grace go. This is between you and me only. She has nothing to do with it. Don't ruin more people's lives than you already have. Jack, I'm not asking twice, do it. Oh, Jack. Anna heaves a resigned sigh. You really know how to disappoint a girl. When you said, darn it, I should have known, but for a second. What the hell are you talking about? Jack, you? Fine. I'm done trying to do this, even though it would have been so romantic. What are you? I feel something bad coming. She reaches into her purse, takes out something small. She lets it fall to the ground. It's my journal. My hands are shivering. I don't understand. Jack? What? You got it all wrong, even after seeing the picture book. I didn't kill your family. You killed mine. Her words are ones I hadn't considered. I hadn't dared consider them. But now that they've been said, I know that they are true, and that truth hits me like a bullet between the eyes. The dam I've had in my brain for 15 years breaks, spills over. Memories come gushing out. Where am I? I'm somewhere dark and cramped, a hidey hole. I'm hiding. I'm back there. I don't think I ever really left. Where are you, Jack? Stop running away. No. No. Please don't let him find me. Please. There you are. Pain. So much pain it makes me vomit. I'm not used to it yet. I'll never be used to it. I don't think anyone could live with this pain. I can't. Mom, help me. Cold eyes. Like she's looking at dirt. It's always like this. Day in, day out. It'll never stop. But one day it does stop. There is silence. Nothing but silence. A quiet so bottomless it lets nothing exist, especially not me. It isn't bad. There is no pain. But things start moving again. I have no say in the matter. I'm being swept along. It's all right now, Jack. You're safe with us. A pair of warm strangers. I can't even imagine how tough it was for you. You can call me Mom if you want, but you don't have to. Mom? Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Jack. We love you. They pretend to be nice. They pretend to like me. They give me food to eat and give me books to read and all sorts of other things. They're trying to make me like them. They're very clever, but I'm more clever than they are. Somebody kills their dog. I liked the dog. They must have killed the dog. It's what they'll do to me too. I know what they are like, what they're all like. I don't want to die. I've got used to living again. So one night I take a knife. I visit the girl they're keeping with their blood still on me. I did it. Did what? What was that noise? I thought it would be obvious with all that blood. I say it anyway. They're dead. Dead? The girl's eyes open wide. Her grip on her pillow tightens. Who is? Mom and Dad. I thought she'd be happy, but she starts crying. They're not happy tears, they're sad tears, scared tears too. She's holding the pillow between us like she wants it to protect her. She's afraid of me. Why? You're free now. They won't hurt you. She cries harder. It's so piercing in my ears. I don't understand. I did a good thing. I'll see you later. The crying is so loud I have to go outside. It's cold. Steam rises from the warm blood. I did a good thing, didn't I? I did. But there's doubt now. I think of their eyes when they woke up with their necks opened up. They weren't angry. I didn't know what they were. Now I think they were sad. I'm confused. So confused. I've never been this confused. I drop the knife. Sobs come out of me even though I don't want to cry. It's all too much. The whole world has come crashing down on me. I can't handle it. I'll break. I hear a voice then. It's coming from inside me. It's my own voice. It's whispering. It says, "This did not happen to you. It didn't happen at all to anyone. It was all a dream. You'll forget about it in the morning." So I lay down and I sleep. And by morning, I've forgotten. This all comes back to me in a single flash of understanding. I sit there for a minute, barely breathing as the weight of it passes over me. When I finally look around again, I realize my jaw hurts. I've been clenching it. Do you? Yes. I remember now. Anna still looks suspicious of me. Can you prove it? You used to have short hair, Anna. I teased you about it. I said you looked like a boy. You're. Anna takes a few steps towards me. She collapses with her head in my lap. You're back. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I could die. There, there. I run my fingers through her hair. I can't help but pity her. Anna starts talking, but her sobs make it hard for her to speak. I knew if I waited, you'd come back to me. That was really cruel, you know, what you did. You showed me everything and then went away. I offer her the end of my blanket. She blows her nose on it and takes a few deep breaths to calm herself. Thanks. You taught me everything you know, Jack. I can't ever thank you enough for that. At first I was scared and I hated you. I was really stupid, huh? But then the more I thought about it, and I thought about you a lot, the more the truth became so obvious. You showed me what the world is really like. There are sheep and there are wolves. You are a wolf and I am too, right? That's what you saw in me back then, right? That's why you spared me. And that's why I love you, because we were made for each other. You love me? I do, I love you. I love you. I love you. And you love me too. I see. Anna kisses me on the cheek before picking the scalpel up from the ground. I dropped it at some point. She places it gently in my lap and wheels me over to Grace. Grace is lying on her side. Her eyes are focused now. They're looking at me. But I can't help but feel she's not seeing me. I'm close enough to hear the words she's hissing out. I'll her. Kill her. Kill her. Please. There's a whistling quality to her voice. I bend down and pull her lips back. She's missing some teeth. I turn to Anna. Ah, well, that's, how many? Just 4. No more than that. And I didn't enjoy it or anything. She just really wouldn't shut up until I did that. Anna's eyes dart sideways. I follow them and see a pair of pliers on the ground alongside a towel and a bottle of what might be rubbing alcohol. Are you mad? I don't answer. How do I feel? You know, I didn't kill Buddy. What? You didn't? No. Then who did? I shrug. It could have been anyone. Anna thinks it over, but eventually also shrugs. Oh, it doesn't matter, really. I guess it doesn't. All right. So do we kill Grace or do we not kill Grace? Let's say no. Keys. Give me the keys, Anna. Are you sure? Yes. Anna looks at me very carefully. In the end, she hands me the keys to Grace's cuffs. I bend over to the side so I can unlock them. It's very awkward at first, but I soon get the hang of it. She's lying down on the ground. I think she's asleep. I touch one of her wrists where the cuffs have dug into her skin. She breathes in sharply but doesn't wake up. Her lips are cracked. She's very pale. Why did you do that? Why do you think? I asked you first. I place my blanket under Grace's head so it's not touching the hard concrete. Is it a part of your plan? I wheel myself around to face Anna. My arms are already tired. I'm weak. Jack? The scalpel is still in my lap. My plan, huh? My master plan? Let's kill Anna. Yes. I guess this is part of it. Though my arms are heavy, I managed one quick swing. Ugh, huh? It's a good swing, too. Anna doesn't even have time to bring her hands up to her throat. The drop in blood pressure drives her to the floor. She stares at me for a while, mouthing words I can't understand. Less than a minute later, she stops. She's gone. Phew. I place a scalpel in her hand, then fold her fingers around it. Fingers crossed. Behind me, I hear Grace stirring from her sleep. I get to her so fast, I nearly run her over. Grace? Grace, are you awake? Can you hear me? Her eyes flutter open. She sees me and smiles. So you're saying she did it to herself. Why? Why? I don't know why. Maybe she saw no way out. I said the first thing that came to me. I'm too afraid for anything else. Yeah, you sure had her cornered, eh? The inspector taps at my wheelchair with his foot. He sees me as harmless. Or I hope he does. I hope he'll let me go soon. He doesn't. Come on, Friday. That can't be it. Give me the whole story. I repeat what I said. Anna killed herself. I don't know why. She must have lost her mind. The inspector doesn't look happy. He's been questioning me for hours. Now he's about to start over again, ask me everything once more. I can tell he's going to do it. He's done it so many times. But a knock on the door interrupts him. Someone's calling him out. Don't go running off now. He laughs as he walks off. A minute later, there's a crashing sound, like someone's thrown a chair. Within the hour, they let me leave. I'm visiting Grace in the hospital. She's being treated for fatigue and dehydration. Hey, you'll be out soon, right? What do you want to do when you get out of here? What's the first thing? She makes a happy sound. Oh, I thought about it a lot, but I don't know. I'd like to do anything as long as it's with you, Jack. I squeeze her hand. I want us to go on a long walk somewhere. Grace looks down at my leg. Yeah, I know, but I'll be walking again in no time. You'll see. I can't wait. Going on a walk would be perfect. A long walk somewhere far away. Even when she smiles, she doesn't show much teeth. She must be self-conscious about how she looks with 4 of them gone. I don't remember all that well, but I think at least one was a front tooth. Poor girl. Hey, Jack. Hey, I know what you did, you know. What? I saw everything. You saw what? She brings a finger to one side of her neck and slides it across the other side. I saw that. The meaning is clear. And? Thank you. I hoped for so long that you'd come save me, and then there you were. You were so brave, it was amazing. I never could have done that. That's it? That's it. What, were you worried I'd tell someone? Geez, you should know I wouldn't do that. It was my idea to kill her in the first place, remember? And I love you too much to tell on you anyway. I told them Anna killed herself. That's why you put the knife in her hand, isn't it? That was very clever of you. And now she's gone, and there's nothing in our way anymore. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Hey, Jack. I did think of something to do when I'm out, after all. What's that, Grace? I'll hold you close, and I'll never let go of you ever again. She's got the most innocent smile I've ever seen. I see. Well, I guess this is fine, too. I smile. You like the sound of that, don't you? Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah? Things are going to be so incredibly well. It's like the whole world is bending over backwards for us, even though... Even though what, Jack? No, it's nothing. We have every right to be happy, don't we? We do. We deserve this, the most of anyone in the world. Yeah, we do. We talked and smiled and laughed together, 2 people on their way to a happily ever after. All right, everyone. So that is our game for today called Kill or Love. I think it was pretty good for a visual novel. If you liked the video today, please give this a like and subscribe. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell so you're notified when I post new content. Thank you again for stopping in. Have a great day and stay safe.